John Elite here. I'm going to talk about grit, mental toughness. Who am I? In case you don't know, I'm John Elite. I have 34 Asian lay testimonials. So what is mental toughness, grit? I have a playlist over here, just to establish myself, of 34 Asians, most of which are lays. Maybe 2 of them are posts, but the rest are lays. You're like, holy fuck, 34 is just the beginning. Just to put things in perspective, 34 is more than what they have for all their lay testimonials, even if they have 20 more, as they claimed. I'll match all 20. Any race, I'll match. I posted 10 more lay testimonials. So I want to talk to you about the topic today, which is grit, mental toughness. And they have 6 Indian lay testimonials. What makes you think you're going to be the 7th? So the answer is not all game. It's not all game. I made a nice screenshot for you guys today. I'm going to talk about these topics. That's very important. The first screenshot that I made to explain the concept is very simple. It's this one. As you can see, if you can see it properly. Imagine this is me, okay? Right here. This is me. Fuck, this is bright as fuck. How about I just turn this light off? It's too bright, or maybe put it further away. So, over here is me, okay? For grit. So I'm trying to help you plug the holes in. This is when you start with Elite Access or Kaizen or something like that. Do you see that? But the water is spraying everywhere. Because this is the looks, money, status, social skills, social calibrations, emotional control game. Water is spraying at certain points. Everyone's different. But because they're procrastinating, they're delays, they're distracted, they're doing it your way, there's no urgency, you're a hard case, there's no grit, no mental toughness, no resilience, no commitment. So what happens is the water starts to flow up to your waist. Hey, thanks, man. So start flowing up to your waist. And then you get stuck. So as I was saying earlier, as a guy that is trying to fix it, imagine that if you do what I say, the water flows into the next room. And everyone's different. For some Asians, they have to fill a bucket if they have higher SMV. For some, they have to fill a bathtub. And for some, they have to fill a swimming pool if they got low SMV. But when you talk about Asian lay testimonials, what I was showing earlier was my playlist with 34 lay testimonials for Asian men, which I have more Asian lay testimonials than they have for Daygame for all their students. So anyways, as I was saying, I digress. So what is grit? So first of all, as you can see, the very first thing you must learn is not to have this water overflow. This water cannot overflow. So that means anytime you have ADHD, anytime that, you procrastinate, you're going to fail. So the pipe concept is very simple. So the pipe does have 7 different categories. One is for looks. One's for money. One is for status. One's for social skills. One's for social calibrations. One's for emotional intelligence. And the last one is just game and persuasion. This is why they only have 5 Asian lay testimonials, runner up, and 6 Indians. Even when they say they know you so well that they have something in common, in reality, what the fuck does that even mean with 6? Are you the 7th one? Unless they have more, I have not posted all my Indian testimonials. So number 1, what is the problem here? And I'm not feeling too good, so I'm a little bit bloated right now. Okay? I didn't take any supplementation to reduce my anger. So I might sound like Gordon Ramsay today and swear. All right, you lack urgency. When I give you advice, because you're an autistic fuck piece of shit. So there's no urgency as the water is overflowing in this concept. It just keeps flowing and flowing, overflowing right here. Up and up and up in the beginning, even for elite access. Some of the students, they just love it when the water flows up. No, no, no. That's a bad thing. What the fuck is wrong with the lights here? All right. So yeah, I decided not to take anything for adrenal or cortisol. So today I'm going to sound like my old self. And it's okay. I'm not perfect. So the second thing is that you have obligations because school has just started, or it's raining, or it's the Delta variant, putting a ton of people, including PUAs, in the hospital that aren't vaccinated. You have a myriad of excuses because you're ADHD and you love delaying things because you have a shit for brains. You get overwhelmed and easily due to your autism, extrasensory, mental bullshit cunt behavior. I don't know why there's not a lot of people here. There's only one. I'm glad you're here. But this is such an important video because you'll learn a lot. You get overwhelmed easily due to your autism, extrasensory, mental bullshit cunt behavior. You have no commitment since you're worshiping, or you need to worship just to listen to me. And that's the funny thing. When you're worshiping for Daygame, how many of you have gotten like not a lot of results in worshiping? Remember, they only have 5 Asian lay testimonials and only 6 Indians when you're worshiping. That's not exactly helpful. You look at other people who is Jewish in New York, and they say, well, they have 30 lay testimonials, but how many Asians? 1 token Asian. All good-looking, tall white guys. And the Asian is tall, good-looking, square-jawed, muscular. Same shit. Always the same shit. My students are not muscular. They're not tall. They're not SMV it. So that's the problem. You need to worship just to listen. And they have 0 late testimonials for the courses for COVID-19. Hell, even Todd Valentine's releasing courses during COVID-19. They're releasing more courses that doesn't work, that spins your wheels. And guess what happens? You'll blame yourselves because it gets more technical, and then it gets more diluted. When it gets more technical, you get confused. When you get confused, they always say a confused mind always says no. But in this case, a confused mind always says yes in Daygame. Because you're confused, now you think, oh, you better take a boot camp. It's because you're worshiping. Worshiping is not the answer. Worshiping is not the answer. Or you're full of excuses, one after another, where you want to shift responsibility since you don't have any extreme ownership for your problems. The more excuses you make, the less your brain trusts yourself. So you lower your self-esteem and you raise your ego. So every time you say you're going to do something, and then you tell your brain, I'm going to do this, and you don't do it, you basically just gaslighted yourself. You have gaslighted yourself. You have fooled your brain, and you lose self-esteem. You become more delusional. You become more delusional. You start to spam approach more like a zombie. And on top of that, besides, I don't know why people are coming in here and they're leaving. You know, it's too bad because you're going to learn a lot. And then you're going to turn into a low self-esteem person who's going to do it the wrong way. And then you're going to drown. Or number 7, you're uncoachable since Elite Access is a consulting program, not a coaching program. And without yelling, you don't do it. The ones who did already got laid. And we can go through all the testimonials for Elite Access later. You can see that there's certain quality traits of a student. Or you rather do it your way. You say, you tried your best. Well, who gives a shit if it's your best? Because you're not following the recipe. You can't expect the cake to rise or your results. Because you don't just take a shit into the recipe. There is no prizes for participating or trying your best or doing it your way, your version. No. You have too many bad habits. Number 9, even if you tried, you are fighting your bad habits. You have nothing but contempt for building new habits. That takes 21 days. You're like, fuck that, man. I don't want to take new habits for 21 days. No. 21 days is what the brain takes to build a new habit. 21 fucking days. It's how the brain works. So, fuck, I'm sweating a little bit today. So, even it's raining out there, but it's still hot in here. So, that's a problem, is a habitual problem. Number 10, you think game is a shortcut. No. If they have 5 Asian late testimonials, ABCs has 6. Queefing Casanova has 7. Game is not the solution, is it? No, game is the long cut. It is not going for the habits, but the tactics. Therefore, that many versus 32 Asians that I have for my late testimonials. Number 11, you're a lazy piece of shit. You couldn't be arse with it because you just get lazier and lazier since you always think there is no tomorrow. Like, there is always tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Next one, your life is a living chaos. Like they say, how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. Everything else is fucked up. You're an ass-be fuck with Asperger's. And guess what happens with that? Ass-be fuck shit. You cannot take a punch in life. You have no grit. We'll get to grit, which is number 13. You lack grit. You are thin-skinned. You haven't calloused your mind. Callous means the more pull-ups you do, the more you can handle it because your fingers and your palm becomes callous. That means the more, the more pull-ups you do, the more your palm becomes callous. And that hurts. But however, your mind can also become callous too. But because you haven't done that, it never happened. So you lack grit. That's what makes you thin-skinned. You have no grit, mental toughness. That's 14. Number 15, you have low self-esteem. High performance people have higher self-esteem. Your low self-esteem is why you're scared to train under me. So it's not because the main reason is that you'll probably get some kind of results if you train under me. Everyone knows that. But the reason why you don't train under me, because you're scared to succeed. It takes self-esteem. It's not comfortable. You rather worship other people, but worship only leads to 6 Indian lay testimonials of 5 Asians. That's worshiping. Like, that is the extent. ABC, 6 lay testimonials for Daygame, and Queefing Casanova, 7. Not bad, huh? But that is roughly less than 2 handfuls. That's the whole industry. So, self-esteem is a big one. Number 16, you get triggered too easily with Delta. With COVID, your mindset's crashed during excessive cortisol stress. You're always in the fight, flight, and freeze mode. You are a fucking snowflake who melts under pressure. You are a depressed snowflake cunt. You're like, shit, really? Yeah. I don't know why there's only 2 people now. It was 1. But this is one of the most important days. And basically what I'm trying to say is I made a chart here that could be very useful. Stay here for a little bit. You'll learn something. So I made a chart here so you guys can see it. So imagine that was me on that side right here. I'm trying to fix the leaks in the programs. And what's happening is that because you're resisting the training, everything starts to overflow. And for the categories, let me just turn off this light here. For the categories, it's almost like looks, money, status, and game. You see that? And this is where the water is leaking. All over the place. They're leaking all over the place. So what happens is within a week or 2, the water goes all the way up to your neck because you procrastinate. So that's the number 1 mistake. And I'll talk about grit afterwards. The solution. I'm going to give you the solution to the problems. So this is a very good chart. So imagine that this pipe that's going all the way across up into the other side, on this side. Imagine that the other room on the other side is a bathtub, ice cream bucket, a pail, like a small bucket, or it's a big swimming pool, depending on your SMV, your value. Does that make sense? It depends on your value. How much you have to fill. When you fill that bucket, when you fill that bathtub, and when you fill the swimming pool, you automatically get laid. You automatically get laid. So that means everyone's different. And to fill that bucket, you must actually do what I say. So if there's 20 things I need you to fix during Elite Access, that might take 10 days. But if you're procrastinating and you cannot be arsed with it, you have to do it your way. All right, cool. The third person. Here is a chart that I'm making to describe grit. Basically, that's like water. I'm fixing it over there on the side. If you do not fix the grit, I don't know why it's so bright here. If you don't fix the grit, okay, it overflow with water. Now that you left, it's okay. People don't want to hear this. Fine, fuck them, because you're gonna learn a lesson that's so important. So basically, are you guys starting to see the point? And it is a protracted warfare, number 17, where you delay so much, you lose everything. You lose your troops, your body armor gets dour, your morale gets lower. You drain the economy. You did this to yourself because you have no urgency to win. You always think, oh, there'll be tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. But in reality, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. 18, you don't want it badly enough. You don't believe in yourself. That's why you go on Tinder, even though your SMV is so fucking low. You don't even get matches on Tinder, especially with some of the Asian students. They get 0 matches or barely can get a girl to come out. Their SMV is so low, but they insist on ego tripping. They insist on doing it their way. So what's the solution then? So what's the second problem? Imagine that there are 4 traits to low self-esteem. That means it's not just grit. It's not just grit. If you have low self-esteem because you ego trip, what's going to happen is, number 1, for low self-esteem, you are going to be more delusional with low self-esteem. More delusional than other dating coaches who has opinions as facts, the know-it-alls. Well, you only have 5. They have 5 Asian lay testimonials at most and 6 Indians. Are you going to be number 7th of the Indian? Who knows? I don't think so. Even Charisma King believes he's right. You know that? He's so delusional. He checks his own mind and says, am I wrong? Am I wrong about something? Like, let me double check. No, I'm right about everything. What the fuck? It's like Charles Manson that's right about everything. That's the problem. And while over there, he has 0 lay testimonials. And over here, I already posted in my playlist more than 34 Asian lay testimonials. I know I've been scheduling some of these testimonials. I need to finish them, but you know they exist. 34 Asians is a lot more than any dating coaches for their testimonial count. Hell, I mean, the most they ever had out there was 50. And of course, maybe one of them were my students for Asians. They only have 1 token Asian. The next one is in the 30 range. They have 5 Asian lay testimonials and 6 Indians. And then we go down the list a little bit, another 30. All white people, 1 Asian with a Jewish dating coach. This is the industry. Then you got these self-proclaimed high lay count guys who are saying, I got the most results in the industry by far from anyone. No, you don't. You have 3 fucking lay testimonials and you're commenting on stuff. 3. I posted 10 more. Imagine I post all my Indian testimonials. So the very first trait for low self-esteem is the delusions. Number 2 is your spam approach without any skills. Without any skills whatsoever. You have 0 adaptability because it takes 21 days to reinforce a bad habit. So RSD says, oh, your first 1,000 approaches doesn't count. Your first 1,000 approaches does not count. But now you have reinforced more than 21 days for 1,000 approaches. You're fucked. And seriously, some of you have such low SMV, you couldn't even SMV it. You think if you make enough approaches, but you aren't status maxing, you're not having an exotic advantage in a third world shithole country. Number 3, you do it your way. You are not committed. You go the wrong path, the sociopath. then you waste 3 months literally being unteachable. You have 0% track record of being right. Every time it always blows up in your fucking face for elite access. It blows up in your motherfucking face because you fail so badly that it's a complete failure. And then later on, you find out John was right all along, motherfuckers. John was right, but instead, you try to do it your way. So that's the funny thing, because I'm trying to explain it to you, and you think you're right. It's like a chess game. You only see one move ahead. I see 15 fucking moves ahead, like a strategist. You see one move. So therefore, when I give you a suggestion, you breathe in like, oh, I don't want to do it. That fucking breathing in quarter is so shit. You have a meltdown and you do it your way. Then it fails and you waste 4 months of your motherfucking life. Stupid. That's the thing. I can see the entire map. You can't. And eventually you drown, number 4. So you can see that these traits of low self-esteem is the opposite of grit. And don't worry, I will show you the chart of grit. And for the people that shows up, there's 34 Asian lay testimonials, a lot more than any other dating coach, and more Asian lay testimonials than they have for their entire testimonials. Give it a thumbs up if you guys are learning something. So there's a chart besides this one. If you're here right now, just to recap, I made this chart. Look at the water there. There's a pipe. So it's leaking at looks, money, status, social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, and game. The water has to go to the different room. And what happens is you start to drown when you don't do it my way because you're a procrastinator, because you lack grit. So what the fuck is grit? I actually made a chart here, or I found the chart. I couldn't figure out how to download it. Grit is the answer. Grit is the answer to all the problems, which we'll get into. So what the fuck is grit? I'm going to hide it right now and stick around to the end of the video where I'll explain in detail. You're going to learn so much. You're going to start applying it to your life. And when you apply it to your lives, guess what happens with the grit? You'll fix every problem in your life. Because COVID-19, everyone's becoming sensitive cunts. All right. So now let's talk about the next thing. Before we get to the grit, there are 5 mindsets. 5 mindsets. Number 1, how teachable are you or coachable? That's the funny thing. Some people only accept students that are very coachable, very teachable. You know that? They don't accept students that are not. Holy fuck, I look so pale today. I'm a little bit sick today. So anyways. So don't mind me. I'm a little bit fucked up today. So I didn't catch COVID or anything. I hope not. Anyways. Holy fuck, I look like a zombie. All right, what was I saying? The 5 mindsets. Fuck. All right, the 5 mindsets. Ringing in the ear, what the fuck? All right. Okay, it's gone. All right, back to normal. Today's I'm really fucked up. 5 mindsets. How teachable or coachable are you? Number 2. So that's number 1 is how coachable are you? And why is that important? Because you guys don't do it my way. And you're going to see with the grit chart how you are actually doing the opposite. And you're going to learn so much from this. Number 2 is how adaptable or changeable you are. How changeable you are. I don't care if you give it your best effort. I don't care. All I care about is that you do it exactly the way I tell you to. Exactly. You don't get a prize for participation. There's no participation prize. You understand that? Nothing like that. Number 3 is how much skills you have. Like I said, it takes 21 days to develop a skill. 21 days. Sorry. Just had too much Pepsi to drink. Fuck. All right. Focus. So, yeah, I've been eating a lot lately. 1 meal a day. I went back to intermittent fasting. So if I'm looking like my old self again, where my jaw is more thinner and I don't look as fucking bloated, it's because I started intermittent fasting again. So I'm not sure if it's good for me. It's making me kind of feeling a little bit sickish, but all right. How much skills you have is like, it takes 21 days to develop skills. It takes 21 days. You go from unconscious incompetence. That means you have no idea how fucking bad you are. Then you go to conscious incompetence because of the my coaching. You're like, so I tell you what your mistakes are. And then when I tell you your mistakes, you're like, oh shit. So that's my mistakes, okay? Then you got to be conscious competence. You got to learn how to change it. You got to learn how to change your mistakes. That's not easy. You see that? If you continue down your path, you're going to keep worshiping one dating coach to another. You're going to buy their courses. And they have zero late testimonials for COVID-19. You're going to lose all your money. Your friends are going to think you're a fucking fool. You're going to catch COVID. When you lose all your money, then you're going to be shipped to a boot camp. You'll be losing even more money. You'll become a fucking fool. You become a joke to your friends. Your family is telling you, what are you doing? Why are you wasting so much money? That's the problem. That's the problem. This is just the beginning. The grid is just the beginning of your problems because worshiping does not work. Worshiping only led to 5 Asian late testimonials and 6 Indians. I digress. The next part of grit. Focus. I don't feel good. Okay. So that's skills. How much belief do you have in yourself? At some point, a lot of you don't have the self-esteem or belief. A lot of students come to me saying, John, if I don't get results from your coaching, I'll kill myself or I'll quit the game. It's funny, I get them laid. But they drop off very easily. They quit very easily because they don't believe in themselves. You need to believe that you can do it. Not like a delusional RSD belief. It's not like always the idealistic thinking where they always think everything is positive, that they can do it. Race does not matter. Height does not matter. They always have this bullshit belief system. It's a value system. It's a value system of skills and value. So you need to have beliefs. So this Asian student always goes on Tinder with this playing with dicks kind of game, always saying, hey, trouble, hey, trouble, hey, trouble, hey, trouble. And he gets fucking rejected, looking like a Chinaman. Because he has no belief in himself for Daygame. He goes right to Tinder. That's a lack of belief and lack of commitment. Number 5 is the manifestation, the thoughts and feelings. And most of them have these cunt-triggered feelings, all fucked up thoughts. And today, I didn't take any sort of ashwagandha, and I did not take anything to reduce the cortisol. You think I'm a fob about sending a pic and telling me if I'm a fob, what's your email? Tell me if I'm a fob. Look, I don't give a shit, okay? I don't need to see your pic. Okay? I don't need to see your pic. My point is this. You're probably going to wear some fucking streetwear shit in some Hawaiian shirts, and then you'd be like, and then you're like, oh, I'm whitewashed. And then you look at your fashion, right? With fucking, you're probably going to wear some black shoes and sneakers and, sometimes black pants or some white pants. And you're going to think, oh, I'm so whitewashed, right? Wearing streetwear shit. I don't care. Don't send it to my email. If you want to be a student, then great. If not, I'm glad you got laid from Elite 30 or Elite Playbook. I'm not sure which one got you laid, but can you give me more details? I have no idea. Do you want to be in the testimonials? You want to be number 35? Because I posted right here, 34. I updated, scheduled 34 Asian late testimonials. You need fashion advice? Maybe join Elite Access or something. Here's 34 Asians right here. You see that? Updated. Last time was 20 something. Now we're up to 34. There's more. I've only posted 75% of it. You're like, what the fuck, 34? You have more fucking late testimonials than other dating coaches have for all of their testimonials. That's right. Just by Asians. Your Asians are already surpassed. That's right. And when you look at the Asian students, for example, like you look at this guy who is Asian, he's got 150 fucking lays right here. 150 lays. He's banging models and banging strippers after he trained with me after one Skype. He didn't need to take a boot camp. You see that? Women are taller than him, strippers. I have all his lay pics and lay videos. He sent it to me for my testimonials. So I'm finally going to use them up when I make his video testimonial. The reason why it's scheduled is because I have not finished compiling the testimonials.
That means I still need to put them together. I have to rehire my video editor. But I wrote the description, which I'll read out, and I'll show all their screenshots, all their lay pics, lay videos, and censor it. But isn't that like banging strippers, white women, and models more impressive than 7 fucking lay testimonials in a boot camp? If the guy was like a Jan lifestyle looking guy who's like tall, has muscles, and then there are other students, their other students are like not even Chinese, they're Filipino and half Spanish, but they call it Chinese, even though he was my student before. And other times, when I inner coached some of the students, I don't get credit for it. They'll just steal. I don't care. Because I got way more fucking lay testimonials. All right. You see other students with 15 fucking lays in a row. Right here. You see guys with models fucked by. It just goes on forever. There's so many of them with white women. So if you need fashion, like I said, maybe pay for a Skype. If you have bought my products, then you should have my Skypes with it. Am I right, Joe Montana? Besides, you got laid from my products, and I don't know the details. Maybe you should type it out so I at least know. Do you want to be one of the lay testimonials? If you got laid from my products and services, right? Shouldn't you be like in a video testimonial or something? Then you can show me your fashion then. How about this? I'll give you some fashion advice. You make that video testimonial if you got laid from my products. It's only right. All right? I can give you like 3 major advices that you cannot tell anyone. It would be a fair trade. It's fair. Win-win. So you can be number 35. What do you say? If you say yes, right? Then let's do this. I'll tell you what pants my student wears, what hairstyle, and also I can pick out one outfit for you. But if not, then whatever. You just be just another one of those guys out there that got laid under my. All right, I digress. So the last trait is called thoughts and feelings for low self-esteem. So you got to make sure your thoughts are not fucked up and your feelings are not fucked up. So what's the solution? So I had a screenshot for grit. Now let's get right to the solution. Let's not waste fucking time. So what does it say over here for grit? Mind you, you can download this from my website. Look at the newest post. Try grab this thing because for the internet, I could not download this one. So grit, what is G? So G stands for growth. It is about how likely we are to go and seek fresh ideas, perspectives, inputs, and ideas to help you succeed at that thing. How many of you will seek new perspectives when I tell you on Elite Access or Kaizen? How many of you will seek new perspectives? A lot of you are know-it-alls. So it makes it anti-grit. Anti-grit. Does that make sense? So what's the next one? R. It's called resilience. See, a lot of the students have resilience for grit. They have resilience. It's about bouncing back from adversity, being able to use adversity. It means you're able to take a punch. That's what the R stands for grit. Now that we're getting to the solutions. But how many of the students did not have resilience? When I was teaching a tall, good-looking white guy, he didn't have resilience. He cannot handle hitting himself in the hand with a remote controller. You can't do it because they don't have resilience. There's a lot of people out there who are on the Aspie side, who have never taken a punch in their life, who has never had any adversity. And when they feel it for the first time in their life, they can't handle it. They have no resilience. But there's the problem because some of my short students are very bad students, and they're completely useless taking Elite Access. Although I have a lot of students late in it. For those students, they're such useless students. I'm using them to create a new book about conversations with unteachable cases. Okay, I will. Thanks. I'll think about it. So, what jobs or business attract a lot of girls? DJ, club promoter, DJ, music producer, DJ, doctor, DJ, DJ, club promoter, DJ. Yeah, that kind of shit. Singer, comedian, DJ, club promoter, DJ. So that's what R is. You think about it. What's there to think about? Do you want to be up there? I hope you fucking bought my course. Like, you could show me the receipts, right? On PayPal. That you really bought the course for me. I'm just saying. You want me to fix your fashion? Then we can trade information, your testimonial. That'd be great because I want to have you there. Number 35, your spot. Because you got laid under my products, both of them. Which one was it? Elite 30, Elite Playbook, or both? You're not giving me any information to go on. How long did it take you to get laid? Don't worry, I won't reverse engineer you. Are you one of the students already in the testimonials, or are you a different guy? I think you're a different guy. I don't like being on camera, and I'm a private person. I'll censor your fucking face. Nobody will tell who you are. Nobody. Your information is safe with me. I can change your voice. For you, I'm willing to do that. Because I like to have number 35 for the Asian late testimonials. How's that? You can just say you're Joe Montana on YouTube Live with a voice change like, I'm Joe Montana on YouTube Live. Problem solved. Nobody will know who you are. So, you think I like being on camera? If I'm not on camera, then how am I going to get my message across? The 34 Asian laid testimonials on this list over here. 34. How am I going to do that? I need to put your... I used to be a private person when I started out. I didn't even show my face. But eventually I got used to it. I'm not saying you have to get used to it, but I will censor you very well. Just tell them if you have any evidence of the lays and stuff, that would be even better. Screenshots, this, that, with the women. But I digress. So what's the next piece of the grit? What's the next piece? So you know that R stands for resilience. G stands for growth. But what's I? I means the instinct. It means going on about your goal is the best way, not the hardest way. So what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean by the best way? I always give the students the very, very best way to do the thing. So when I tell, for example, one student, Mark over here, sweet. Can you give me more details about that Total Gym? Right? Is this like somebody else's that you can get? See, I'm on YouTube Live right now, and also it's good you got the other thing, okay, to cover your wrinkles. But however, for that Total Gym is actually better than mine. I have the same series. You have XLS, right? That one. My one's only XL, but you need a chin-up bar. So I'm talking to Marco right now. So he's always here on YouTube Live. I did not post his testimonial yet, but he got 2 girlfriends underneath my training. Okay, got 2 girlfriends at the same time. Now he still has 1. I don't. Okay. All right, let's continue. So now for grit. I means that you have to do things the best way, not the hardest way. The problem is that you don't really know for I instinct what is the best way. When I tell you what the best way, so how do you want to spot the freaky girls? How do you spot the freaky girls online and in person? You're asking a lot of free stuff, but you're not a student. Maybe you want to take elite access. If you can prove to me you bought my product, then you can ask me as many stupid fucking questions you want to a day. You can spend the whole year asking me questions after questions like that. And I could fix your fashion. I could fix everything. Only cost $365. But the students, and for the people that are just showing up, the original chart I wanted to show you guys was how grit works, how the opposite of grit works. You see this chart over here? It's like a water. That's me. I'm trying to fix your pipes. Looks, money, status, social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, and game. I'm trying to fix it. But the more you do not let me fix it, and the more you resist without grit, guess what happens? The water overflows. You see that? It goes up. That's your life right there. The water is going up to your waist, and within a week or two, it goes all the way up to your neck because you didn't fix the issue. And for some of you, you don't have enough value to get that lay during COVID. You can't just SMV it. Hey, maybe 5 of their Asians got results because they could SMV it. And 6 Indians. Doesn't mean all of it's COVID. However, they claim they have 20 more late testimonials. Guess what? I'll match 20 for 20. I'll post 20 more for every fucking race. No problem. How many do I really have? I've been keeping it all from you guys all this time on purpose because I like to do that. I like to keep my powder dry. I like to make people think like they feel good, like ego trip. It's like here, the mouse can do whatever the fuck they want and the cat just watching them. You know? Yeah, go ahead, show off. 5 versus 34. I mean, if I really taught the same system or even remotely had the same system, there would have been around the same amount of late testimonials. Winter. It's not really all emotions, is it? Now you guys realize. No. Emotions equal 5 Asians and 6 Indians. So it's not all game. No. Because game equals 5 Asians and 6 Indians. Considering they're taller than me as a dating coach. No, so that's not the answer, is it? No, that's not the answer. They're just spinning your wheels. Game is the ultimate way to make the most amount of money. If it really were all game, let me ask you a question. If it were all game, and this is a great question, how come some of you that come to me for coaching who starts with RSD? If it's really all game, you went from RSD to another white dating coach, to another white dating coach, to another white dating coach, to a lesser name, a minority dating coach maybe, and sometimes you come to me afterwards. Why did you have to go through 8 years worth of coaches before you get laid here? Is worshiping the answer? Now you know. Are you sure it's not just status maxing? Are you sure your students are not just people that fit into the boyfriend-girlfriend frame? And everybody else be damned. If I only taught mostly Elite 30, and when you look at all the late testimonials for Asians, I know people drop off when they see it because they don't want to admit the truth. Because that would mean they have a cognitive dissonance. They get brain pain. If there really are 34 late testimonials, and it's not because of game, it's not because of muscles, and they're short too. Some of these guys, when you look at them, when you look at some of these guys, 5'6" Chinese bangs a Swedish blonde, as you see over here on the top. This guy, I met him in real life, 5'6" in Europe. I met him in London. Next guy, 5'4" Korean student, lost his virginity on the campus. He didn't want to make a testimonial, so I finally can put it up here. I changed his hairstyle. I changed his shit fashion. Up here. Yeah, that guy. I changed his shit fashion. He didn't want to make a testimonial. Listening to the podcast while girlfriend is driving. All right, cool. Make sure she doesn't hear what I'm saying. Make sure you have earphones. Look at this guy, 5'3" Asian. He gets a blowjob in Asia. He was suicidal. He wanted to kill himself. His goal was to kill himself. He didn't get any results. He kept talking about how he'll kill himself. Look how small he is. He was so skinny. Come on, John. I refer all my friends to you. You're a rock star dating coach. That's why I asked you if I think you're the best I've seen. You seem like a really cool guy. I know, but you got to think win-win too, right? You got to think win-win too. That's one thing I'll teach in the future. Because if I help you, it becomes a lose-win, right? I help you and you don't make a video testimonial. I give you all the free advice. You're becoming a vampire. You have to, you can't be a vampire. You have to be like a win-win, a cooperation. The people that think win-lose, right, are losers. They always lose. There's people out there that only think win-lose. They'll fuck you over. Don't be like that. That's all I'm saying. Think win-win. When in doubt, think win-win. I only cooperate with people if they think win-win. The next guy, a Queefing Casanova student. Right here. Filipino. Short guy. He was having a dry spell after Queefing Casanova's boot camp. He just worked on the body language stuff for pre-boot camp training, and he got laid in the social circle. 5'4" Filipino. He's banging models and he's banging strippers at the same time after my Skype. 150 lays. Credit to me. He was only 30-something lay count when he started with me. And he got up to 180-something. I only get 150 of them. Look at this student. A 5'11" guy. Used to get picked on by self-proclaimed high lay count guy. Chinese guy. You see a baby in the picture is because he's a father now. You're like, what? Many of my students have procreated. Many of my students have gotten married. Many of my students are engaged. Even another guy who contacted me today is engaged. See that? Chinese guy right here. There's the baby right there. And the mother is a Colombian Latina. Another Thai guy who got laid. He's from Thailand, but he banged up like 2 white girls and 1 Latina. He didn't want to make me a video testimonial because he was also worshiping another white dating coach at the time. While I got him the lays, he repped the other white dating coaches. What a piece of shit, but it's okay. What a piece of shit. I get a lot of ungrateful fucking people. And half Filipino, half white. 2 fuck buddies. And this is gaming late. Look at my hair. Like K-pop. Right here. Like K-pop. Like a Korean pop idol. See that? Still teaching the boot camp like that. So my hair was down and blonde. This is like 2015. I've been teaching since 2012. I've been a pickup artist longer than they have. I mean, I've been a pickup artist since 2001, but for a dating coach, I've been a dating coach longer than they have been a pickup artist. So who's really the master here? I've been teaching for many years. Who's the real master of teaching Daygame? It's like 2014. I believe right here, 2013. Then this is 2013. A big Korean guy. He was intermediate. He already got results. Big guy. But he had the worst approach anxiety I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe it. You know? And I taught him, and he got 2 girlfriends out of it. Which is good. He was approaching the supermarket. So we used to approach together in a supermarket. Here's another Korean guy. 6 lays, 1 girlfriend. This guy's 5'9" exactly. He had a mental breakdown because his height was fucking him up in his mind. He was one of my students in 2012. These are just some of the newer ones. See that? Korean guy. He changed his style, everything. Oh, yeah. Here's the Filipino student. That's the Filipino student recently. You guys have not been watching the testimonial. I don't know why. And this is lockdown 3. That was lockdown 3. So, all right. I can go on forever. There's just too many testimonials. So for grit, what's the next thing? Let's look at the screenshot. So you should not do it your way, which is not the best way. The last one is called Tenacity. So what the fuck is tenacity? Let's read it out loud, shall we? Tenacity is the perseverance, persistence, never say die, never say quit dimension of grit. It's kind of like the movie John Wick. You know how John Wick, whenever he has a target, he's an assassin. He'll keep adapting until he kills his opponents. That's tenacity. Of course, you know, I'm only metaphorically speaking. I'm not saying that you should go around, assassinating people. Of course not. I'm just saying that for this movie, for John Wick, he had tenacity, the most tenacity out of anyone. He doesn't fucking stop. He doesn't stop. This guy's a vengeful motherfucker. It's exactly like me. But I can forgive, unlike him. At least now I can. Because when you have all these late testimonials, you don't really give a fuck what people think. They can be like, look at me, I got 5, right? Like a fly, like it's like means 5, right? Good for you, right? Fucking 34 right here. In Joe Montana, he becomes 35. That's 5 right there. 35. There's 30 more difference. Come on now. It's not even the same game. It's so different. So different. Or you have the same amount. That's what I think. I got 485 late post testimony. People think I'm showing off and they're dropping off. I'm not showing off. I don't have to prove myself. I am that person. I am the world's best day game coach. I don't have to prove it. I am it. That's the difference. The best in the world. You guys have not even seen as many testimonials as I really have. Imagine how many more Indian late testimonials. I only posted 9. Holy shit. You can only imagine how many of them, how many blacks, the ungrateful blacks who will not make a video testimonial for me. If some of these Asians will not make a video testimonial for me, how many ungrateful blacks? How many Middle Easterns? Holy shit. So many, man. So many. So that's tenacity. So that's the solution. When you look at the grit, right? Overall growth, seeking new ideas, not seeking arrangements like some other coaches. They call it lead generation. Whatever. R, resilience, mental toughness. And the next one is instinct, is doing it the best way. Resilience is being able to take a punch. And T is tenacity, to keep John Wicking until you get your goals. And some people have lost their edge. They used to be very alpha before COVID-19. Then COVID-19 come, they have lost their edge. They used to be very alpha. They used to not care what the woman thinks. And then everyone's mindset went to shit. The grit disappeared out of their life. Grit, mental toughness is everything. It's everything. And for the people that are showing up, originally I had this chart. I'm the guy over here. It's like I'm fixing the pipes and trying to plug the leaks, but you're resisting while you drown. You fucking drown over and over. Here's all the water because you drown. You see that? Here's the water going up above your neck. And if you did it my way, in elite access, the water goes here. You can see there's a pipe goes up here and goes across into the next room. If you can get enough water into the next room in the bathtub, once the bathtub is filled, by you plugging in your sticking points, you automatically get laid. Does that make sense? You automatically get laid. It's that simple. It's really that fucking simple. But instead, no, you gotta resist. You gotta be anti-grit. You gotta have the fucked up 5 mindsets. You gotta do it your way. You gotta ego trip. You have to fucking ego trip. You have no fucking growth. You're not considering my opinions. You're just doing your version of whatever I'm telling you because of the fog of war. So basically, it's kind of like a role-playing game. It's like a role-playing game for growth. So this black person was asking me for free advice all the time when he bought Elite 30. Okay, let's just talk about that for growth. And was he considering new ideas? Nope. He always does it his way. But eventually, I send him some videos to watch, and they helped a great deal. You see, the problem with these guys is that it's like a chess game. They can't see all 15 moves in the chessboard, so they dismiss it. So they never consider my opinion. That's the problem. When I teach them how to win every fucking battle, they need to go through those steps. I already know every single setup on the chessboard because every race has a different chessboard and a different moves they have to win. That means I'm not teaching the same game to everyone. Everyone has a different thing. It's all about algorithms. 20 out of 35. If you don't plug in the 20 out of 35, it starts to leak. Does that make sense? If I have white students, they're taught differently than the black students. Black students are taught different than the Latinos. Latinos are taught differently than. Is this in your products? This is kind of newer, right? The grit stuff. The reason why I'm teaching grit right now is because I had a student, right, quit from Kaizen. And I was wondering why. He was tall. He was good looking. He was 6'3.5". He was really, really tall. And he was better looking than most of my students. But he was very thin skinned. I also had a 6 foot tall, bald Indian guy who looks black. He also quit at the soon afterwards because he thinks I'm too offensive and I trigger him. Read my comments before that one. Sounds like he's using Ross Jeffrey telling Pipeline State. I think in some ways that that's NLP. You're talking about Ross Jeffrey. That's my first system. No, he doesn't use. He's a natural. He doesn't know much about mystery or stuff like that. He might have read the mystery method, but he completely does it on his own. So a lot of these naturals from the inner circle, they don't really know anything about these dating coaches. Does that make sense? So I think what you're misinterpreting about the Pakistani mentor was that, yeah, he gave me some advice. He's basically saying the more relaxed he is, the more woman becomes relaxed due to the mirror neurons. So if you're full of cortisol, right? Like some of these cortisol fucks, like some of the recent no grit students, what's going to happen is if you get nervous, she gets nervous. So he's trying to find a way to build massive social comfort because his game is very short. He only gets a phone number close in less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes, because he builds a lot of attraction. He's very aggressive. It's almost psycho. He has no respect for women. Does that make sense? Damn, dude, that is awesome. Yeah. So basically, because of that, he needs to build the social comfort as fast as possible, right? You don't need social comfort because normally it takes 5 to 6 minutes for me to build it or my students to get there, to peel like an onion. Peel, peel, peel. Does that make sense? So for him, within this short amount of time, right? Between students listening in his own way and listening your way, I don't give a fuck about your way. Does that make sense? Because your way is the opposite of grit. I knew you had to be Indian to say something like that. Because they don't consider new ideas. You understand that? Every time they do it their way, for low self-esteem, it blows up in their fucking face. It blows up in their fucking face. That's what they call the third stage of low self-esteem. Number 1, delusions. Listening your way, mental filter. Exactly what I taught the other black student. I posted something about mental filter. You're seeing through your own mental filter. You see, by us talking back and forth, your glasses, right, is distorted. Your glasses is distorted. When you see it, you see from a blurry vision. And then I'm the only one that can pull your glasses right off and say, here you go, Mr. Vish, whatever, Jane. I put on new glasses and you're like, oh, John, I can see clearer now, right? I'm seeing differently. By interacting with me like this, you see a new vision. Does that make sense? But you can't do that on your own, no matter how much you try, because you'll be seeing it from your own perspective. So you're actually slowing down the chess game. It's going to blow up in your face. Like I said, the 4 traits of low self-esteem. Number 1, delusions. Number 2, spam approaching without skills because it's your interpretation. Number three, you always think I'm wrong because in your mind, like a sociopath, they always have opinions as facts, not facts as opinions, which my other students results. Does that make sense? So you're always doing it your way. And then when you try to do it your way, but you're so certain it works, it blows up. You waste 3 or 4 months exactly. Do you understand that? 4 months is gone. You'll never get it back. And it's like, oh, you should have done it my way. And it's like, I'm sorry, John. The other Indian student that got married, he blew up in his face like 13 times in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Everything that he did it himself, I told him to do this. When he finally listened to me, now he's making $95,000 a year. So he got a new job. He got his job back. He got married. All these things. He got all his friends back. He got his social circle back that he lost. If he just fucking listened to me. That's the problem. When you got the Vietnamese or the Chinese students or the Indians, they always have to grab the steering wheel. So therefore, you don't have any grit because there's no growth in your mindsets. You see that? For you, the growth is about how likely you're going to seek fresh perspectives. And you're also missing the instinct. Exactly the same as the Vietnamese students. They're tough. They got resilience like you. They got tenacity, but they don't have growth. And their instinct is always about, they're always not doing the most efficient way, the most effective way, the most effortless way, the elite way. They want to do it their way. So because they're doing your way, you're not winning the chess game. You're losing your fucking pieces. You're losing. And it takes 3 months for you to realize that you wasted your fucking time. So basically, you don't have these two in grit. You have already lost. So you need to work on that. If you are so lucky to find the right coach that basically will tell you exactly what to do, then you'll have more grit. Hope that makes sense. But of course, I'm the world's best day game coach. So if I tell the student to do something and they don't do it exactly, they're not committed. They're basically missing these two pieces right here. G and I for grit. They're missing those pieces. Yeah, they have resilience. Yeah, they're tough. They go out there. Delta or not, they'll fucking charge forward. In the T, tenacity. Just like the old man in 2020. He got laid in 2019. Got a girlfriend. But 2020, after COVID, he became a cortisol fuck. Low self-esteem. He resisted me every single step of the way. 5 mindsets, out of 50. It was like less than 7. You see that? It's the opposite of grit. In 2021, he asked me, John, can you please train me again in Kaizen? Please, please, please. Right? I'm sorry that I resisted. And I said, yeah, you can come back. Go ahead. I forgive you. I forgive you. He bangs a 21-year-old who's like 8.5 out of 10 in looks. Then he bangs like a fucking 25-year-old and she's like a 7.5. And that's the funny thing. Because he showed me a picture, right? And he says, you are not allowed to post it online for the old man. See where he is. He quit the game now because after he got those 2 lays, he can focus on business. He's happy. He's already accomplished his life mission. Just like the London student with 10 fuck buddies, 5 11 lays, 11 fuck buddies, 2 models, 1 model girlfriend. He's happy. He already got his model girlfriend. So what he says is, from her vacation, please do not publish. Is this the chick you banged? Yes, she is the chick. Yes. Chick. Okay, nice. She looks better than I thought. And he put a big smiley face. How's that for a bucket list? Checked off. That's what I said.
Your bucket list of all your accomplishments. Bangs a 21-year-old. Great. Here's a 25-year-old. Okay. It's like not bad.
And he put fantastic with a P instead of whatever. But he's happy. You see that? He got his results that he always wanted. That chick is fucking hot, man. She's Middle Eastern, but she looks like a Latina. She's very pretty. She's not a 7 out of 10. It's like a fucking 7.6 out of 10. The other one's like 8.5. So I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? I could see her picture with her tits and everything. Just like she's actually very good looking. What the fuck? You know, you guys didn't get it until now. You look at the Asian lay testimonials. I mean, he's a white guy. He's like, yeah, he's white, so it doesn't matter because he's white. He's white. You right? He's ugly, but he's white. But then you look at all my Asian lay testimonials. you see 34. And Joe Montana here, if he's willing to make a video testimonial, which I'll censor his voice, everything like that, he'll be number 35. Other dating coaches have 5 for Asians, or 6 ABCs of attraction, and 7 for Queefing Casanova. I know. I've been keeping up with their testimonials. And trust me, ABCs will let everyone know when they get late testimonials. The whole world gets to know. They'll brag super hard in ego trip. So exactly 6. More or less. My speculation, but it's accurate. And here I am with 34 with Joe Montana here, number 35. There's even more than 35. I got way more. I'm just going to stop it here because I just posted one more late testimonial than they have posted altogether. They post 20 more, I post 20 more. Simple. I can post as many late testimonials as anyone can post. I would like to, but my camera on my phone doesn't work, bro. Find the most interesting traveling and dating stories. There's too many, man. There's way too many funny travel stories. You're making more excuses. That's not grit. If I were you, you'll try to be more resilient and try to be more resourceful. Find a fucking DSLR, borrow it from your friend. Why don't you ask your friend to film you or borrow their phone for a little while? Pay them $5 for the hour. Stop being a cunt. It's just full of excuses. Your mindsets are fucked. You're not adaptive. Hey, player, I know about suggesting Aquagon, but what about the... No, I do not recommend Kratom, although it has been recommended by others. It's highly addictive. There's also other things that they're focusing on, the adrenal stress. So basically, for me today, if I'm swearing a little bit, I did not take the other supplement. There are ways to reduce the adrenaline. For me, I have a problem with adrenaline. It makes me very pissed off. But when I take the stuff, you can see like in some of my other YouTube live, I've been a lot happier and a lot more calm. But since I'm not on that right now, I'm just like, right? Like, see what I mean? So yes, the thing is that the adrenal glands are pumping 2 things. Number 1, they're pumping a corticosteroid. So ashwagandha helps a great deal. But however, the other side of the adrenal gland, they're pumping adrenaline. They're pumping like protein. They're pumping nanotransmitter, lipids. They're pumping all this other stuff. So there's 2 different things that are being pumped out of the adrenal glands. You have to take care of both of them. And one student pulled right afterwards when he started taking the supplement for adrenal stress. But I cannot tell you. It's going to be featured in my new book. For some of the students that have no grit, I recorded some conversations from the students. It's just like a homeless people. They have no fucking use. But if you put like a Wi-Fi router around the homeless people, right, then you can stand next to them and you can pay them for them being routers. That's a suggestion. I'm not saying you should do that, but you could do that. Then the whole world will be better. You get free Wi-Fi. They wear a T-shirt advertising the company that wants to advertise, right? So for these students that are fucking useless, no grit motherfuckers who are ego trippers who don't listen, so I record the conversation for the advice I give. I'm going to make a new book called Conversations with Unteachable Cases. Conversations with Unteachable Cases. And that would be very good. I just transcribe, and then you guys can learn a lot of new shit. I'm going to feature the adrenal stress, the intermittent fasting, which I've been doing, helping my jawline a little bit. I've only eat from a certain time period, and different things to do to calm down the nervous system. Opinions of medium haircut? No. Not about medium haircut. All the students have the exact same haircut. I cannot go into details because when you have a medium haircut, it's better for Tinder. So if you use it for Tinder, okay, medium haircut is fine. I just want to grow my hair a little bit long for medium because I don't want white hairs coming out everywhere. I'm willing to have a little bit of hair right now because I don't want to deal with fucking white hairs. But I do not recommend a medium haircut. For Daygame, it will not work. You will basically raise the amount of approaches you need to make to over 800 just to close. My students have the same haircut. This is why they close fast. If you think it's about muscles and all that shit, it's not. Because I have 34 Asian lay testimonials in Joe Montana over there. It's number 35. Be in the fucking list, Joe Montana. Be in the fucking list. Be in the Hall of Fame. Be in the Hall of Fame. You know, be there. Muscles only led to fucking 5 Asian late testimonials. Queefing Casanova 7. That's not the answer. They talk about they have social skills and game and social skills. Nope. ABCs of Attraction talks about social skills and tiger parents too. Indian, Asian parents. Just because they talk about it doesn't mean they actually have it. Possess it. They teach a zombie version. This is why they have 5 to 7 Asian late testimonials. Because they're teaching a zombie version of game. That's not game. That's not social skills. This is something else entirely. It took a long time to learn social skills for me. Why is Tinder haircut different from approach? Well, for Tinder, right, you can stand out. You're going to be looked at by a lot of women. And you don't have to have social skills or social calibrations. The other haircut might be a little bit too simple. But however, in Daygame, the haircut is not about looks, it's about being whitewashed. So that helps you fit into her tribe. Does that make sense? And there's a very specific haircut. That means every single detail is perfect. And I remember when a barber was arguing against me for the Indian student, the 5'5" guy got 2 lays, former self-proclaimed highly guy student. He got 2 lays. And he used my haircut exactly. I argued with their barber. I argued with them saying, you fucking cut it shorter, exactly like this. This has to be here. They did it, and he got 2 lays. But now he's not that teachable. He has no grit. I kicked him out for 1 week. That means in order for him to earn his Skype back. Okay. Oh, my Pakistani mentor. 14 approaches in Vancouver in 1 hour and 40 minutes. 8 rejections, 2 very bad ones. 6 number closes with 1 instant date. I stayed in the same area the whole time. Oh, what the fuck? Usually it's always like I just write what the fuck? What the fuck? Usually it's for him is 3 approaches, 1 phone number close, 95% comes out, lay. So that's his stats before. 2 rejections, third one automatic lay, 9 out of 10. He only approached women that are 9 out of 10 in looks. So, but that's kind of weird. The fuck? How come? I put how come? How come? How come? How come? Usually, I put usually, it's like 2 rejections, and 1, 1 phone number close, and 1 lay. So basically, this debunks the whole text game that when they say only 10% comes out or whatever, is actually 95%. This guy does not ask the women out. He actually gets the women to ask him out. He tells them not to wear panties, and he's very good at this text game. I banged that girl from UBC last week on the way back, but I stopped on this place in this other place. Okay. Yeah, he was like the last time I was talking to him on the blog post, he banged another chick. So, okay. I had some good boyfriend married. Okay. I'm surprised. I mean, usually you had like very few rejections and extreme conversions. It's good to have a mentor, right? Just like I'm a mentor to a lot of you people. His game does not work for me. Because his game is like his SMV and stuff, it does not work for me. He's not using status maxing his lifestyle, but it works for when I retranslate the game and I teach it to you guys, it works for the whole world. So it has to be refuel tested and re-split tested and retweaked. But he's in the right direction, which is very cool. I haven't done a random approach session in a long time. I need the pain and rejection. I see. Okay, I see. Yeah, but I guess it means he's not like he can even lose a little bit of skill, which is surprising because women used to like throw themselves at him. They even beg on the phone to meet, and he just rejects them and says, "I'm too busy," even after he fucked them. Here's the best fucking player I've ever seen in my life. So, the best player I've ever seen. Otherwise, playing on easy mode. Yeah, exactly. For him, it's like easy mode. I've never seen anyone like him. They're all 9s out of 10s. He doesn't get 10s. He doesn't get 8s. Are you watching this right now? I see them, my Pakistani mentor. Are you watching me on YouTube Live? So I approach all white girls except for 2. I see. Don't mind me. At least you know that he exists. Like, it's not like bullshitting you. So I'm gonna take a screenshot and I'm gonna censor his face out of it just to show you that this is real. And this is happening right now. That I do have a mentor. He's the best POA I know. I've never seen anything like it. He is literally a god of Daygame. Okay, let's I can at least convert 3 to 4 of the 6. Okay. Okay, that's even higher, but right. Let me try to censor his face. Save. All right. This is live right now. So right now it's 6:08. Right now it's 6:09. You can see it right here. See? It's live. And put all the pain and rejections I see. Otherwise, playing easy mode, I approach 2 girls except for to see. So it's real. It's just happening right like live. So when you have a mentor and stuff, it really cuts your learning curve. And also, like, he's like a Terminator chip. I basically look at what he's doing. And remember in Terminator 2, the black guy, he found this chip of a Terminator. He didn't know the research, but he looked at it and gave him a lot of new ideas. And eventually he created Skynet in all the computers, AI, and then all the machines by accident. So for me, once I can see what he's doing, his stuff, because he's not a zombie. It's not like this. He has real social skills. Unlike the whole industry. The socio skills they're teaching only has 5 to 7 lay testimonials for Asians. This is entirely different. These guys are naturals who are millionaires. All these naturals are fucking millionaires. They're rich. They have cool lifestyles. They're invited to the Playboy Mansion too. Before, he gave me the ticket, and I was like, they have to look over your social media account, so I couldn't do it. Like, these guys are really fucking killers of the game. They're the Navy SEALs. Yesterday, girl broke up with my boyfriend 2 weeks ago. I told her I'm not comfortable being reminding me. Let me know when you got it out of your system. She laughed and was hooked. Interesting. So let me know when you got out of your system and call me. She laughed and was hooked. So he has a very different behavioral game. Like, this is like, it is scary how good these guys are. No Instagrams or no social medias, no status maxing. It's a lifestyle. That's it in Vancouver. I mean, this is a level of game that you said it had harems and 9s, right? One time we're at the mansion and the chicks, right, shrugging off. What did you do in that case? Well, I was on YouTube Live, so I have to be careful what I said. But the chicks were walking around in the mansions. They did not find me attractive. They just sort of shrugged me off, like, yeah, whatever, right? Why is he here? It's just my roommate, blah blah. He's like, whatever. It's okay. I mean, if they're 9s and they're not into me and they're into him, he doesn't have to be a classically good-looking guy. So this is why I told you looks are not everything. Social skills is the reason why they can get models. A lot of my students get models and stuff. A lot of them. In the future, I'll make a YouTube Live talking about all the students getting models. They're never the best-looking guys or the best game. They always had the best social skills in other areas too, fashion, and it's the opposite. You've all been lied to. Let's see what else he's saying. I mean, which video is it? Not like this. Yeah, no POAs. No POAs, I know. You have a behavioral game. HAVIOR, behavioral game. And social skills. Skills maxing. Social skills maxing, right? You can fit in any tribe. So he's like an apex predator. There's no like anyone about. Where do you find models to pull? You can find models when you go to runway model shows. Me and my Pakistani mentor, like, he invited me last time, less than last week. He was, he's pulling models and stuff, but he say you have to come on over to this area. And then later on, he told me he's hanging around models and stuff. He's like, where the fuck are you? And I was like, fuck, I slept through it, and I'm not vaccinated. And he's like, fuck. He called me stupid, but he was pulling models and stuff, and he needed a wingman because there's too many women for him to deal with at one time. Sometimes, like, he'll give the women to the other people in the mansion when it was full of the other naturals, all from the United States, all over Canada, all over the world comes there. He was banging like fucking like, like 5 models or something, and he gave the other 4 to the other friends, and they're like semen everywhere and stuff like that, and models are naked. And then his dad walks in. It's like, what the fuck, right? They didn't know their son was a fucking player. He hides it very well. So until later on, they're wondering, why am I at the mansion, learning from him about women? Then they realize their son is the biggest player, the biggest Casanova. And he doesn't look like a typical, good-looking guy. Yeah, he is the best in the world. And yes, there are guys who are 6'2" or 6'3" in the inner circle who are tall white males who have like lots of lays. But that's different. They have more value. But for what he can do with his SMV, he is literally the best. So you'll be hearing the social skills maxing. Yeah, so you can see with social skills, you can infiltrate every tribe. This is why my students dominate. And all the Asian students that are getting results, they're all using Elite 30. This is something that they don't understand. They're using body language. All the naturals have it. So for grit, this guy has a lot of grit. He doesn't give a fuck. I mean, even with Delta and stuff, he's still out there. Even when he was not vaccinated, he didn't give a shit. Wore a mask. He still did it. So it's not about his face. He did it with a mask and everything just fine. So his behavior showed through in his social skills. So that was, interesting. So there's a level of game. It's not game, of skills that the industry has never seen before. And I'm trying to teach you as much as I can. I feel like an outsider to this industry. I'm trying to preach all this stuff, but people are just sort of worshiping other dating coaches, these zombies, these socio skills. This is different, man. This is the apex predator. There is no one higher than him. There's no natural like enemies or natural for apex predator. They're top of the food chain. These are the kind of guys that gets like 80% of the women, the 20% that get 80%. There was no Instagram. There was none of that shit. There was no status maxing. This is fucking Vancouver, guys. It's not an easy place. Like, this is way harder in New York. Yes, I want to learn how to do this. You get the hottest women in trainers. That's the thing, though. He wants to show me a boat full of women, right? All fucking models. And he's like, John, like, check this out, right? Me and my friends. I'm like, what the fuck? I show it to my other Indian student. He's like, fuck, I want to come to Canada and meet this guy. My other student who got married, the Indian guy, he met my Pakistani mentor. He says, he looks like my Indian uncle. What the fuck? Is he the biggest player? But his attitude's alpha as shit. He's the most alpha motherfucker. His social skills is perfect, the way he talks. It's almost like when he talks, his skin color disappears. You can't even tell he's not a white guy, but he's not. This is an apex predator. This is like a Terminator. This is the perfect pickup artist. If he goes to Europe, and there are people from Europe who claims they have like 1,500 lay counts. They came to Vancouver, they only had 2. If he was in reverse, man, he'll fucking he'll conquer Europe like Genghis Khan. He's not jacked. He's not. He's 5'11" or 5'10.5", but he's a little bit stocky, but he's not jacked. He's a little bit like what they call it. He's a little bit chubby too. You're like, whoa, I thought it's about nobody. No, he's a little bit chubby too. Doesn't make sense, does it? His value is so high. Everything is maxed out. His skills are not 2.5 out of whatever for social skills. It's closer to 11 or 13. You guys have never seen anything like this before. You guys have never seen anything like this. When we were both gaming a woman, he stole one from me, a blonde. He literally steal her. When I got the number closed and invited her, he marches in there, he steals her from me. He says, I need to stop thinking with my dick. in his social circle. He wanted to go to a high status one. He brought her over. She starts stealing like drugs and shit, and then he had to kick her out. Like, and the women kept begging to meet him again. It's like, what the fuck? Like, there is a level of game you have never seen before just by the way they behave. The women are hooked. This is like in the text game too. This defeats the whole 10% thing. You've never seen anything like it. His text game is just small words and it keeps going on and on and on. And you're thinking, well, if it's too long, right? According to self-proclaimed high lake guy, then he's gonna lose the women. No, he got her so fucking hooked that she's begging to meet him. Like, women are phoning him, begging to meet when I'm in front of him, and he needs to get to work. He's not able to do his fucking work because he's so ADHD. He just can't. He has to go back out there. Brings another woman home and fucks her. Brings another 9 out of 10. Another 9. He just doesn't stop. Like you said, dude's like 45, man. He's like 45 years old. He's not young. You're like, holy shit. 45? Yeah. 45 years old. You've never seen anything like this. Why do you think I have 485 Laypo testimonials? The inner circle technology, the mansion, the stuff, the clothing, the watches, the colognes, the social skills, the social calibrations, the manifestation is a huge influence from the real naturals. Everything you learn in this industry is a bullshit. They're spinning your wheels. It's all status maxing. You understand that? It's all status maxing. Game is not the solution. They have 5 fucking Asian lay testimonials and 6 Indians. That's the best they can do. There's something else out there. Okay, I may not be the best POA in the world. Okay, whatever. But I'm the best dating coach in the world. But I've seen some stuff from these people. These people are killers. Other members are even like killers too. I knew another white guy who was chubby. He didn't want me to take a picture. All the women that he bangs are like 10 out of 10 for the body and 7.9 out of 10 for the face. Slightly not the most attractive face, but 10 out of 10 body. They're all Instagram models. He has no Instagram. Like, what the fuck? Other people show up. They're like fat fucking Asian guys with a crooked eyes, balding hair, with 10 women around them. They go to clubs. All white women with pre-selection. Like, these guys are like, these are like real killers in Daygame. They're killers. Like, they're Navy SEALs at the top of the top. The dating coaches are like a lower caste system. Hope that makes sense. The autistic sort of zombie game, where it's always like technical and autistic ESD kind of game. And they get more technical and more confusing and more technical again. Not scientific. They get even more technical until it's confusing. And they say it's all about game and social skills. Even ABCs of attraction does not have this guy's kind of social skills. I remember JT Trent once asked him when he was in California, "Hey, you want to take my boot camp?" And he's like, "Why would I take a boot camp from you?" That's what he said. Like, you look like a fat, pudgy little fucking Chinese guy. Right? And he just ignored JT Trent. So, yeah, I mean, that one time. So, he's seen him before in real life. And he told me this guy's like a short little fuck with a lisp. He looks like a fucking beta motherfucker. So, do they have the clubs or? You don't get it. They can get into anywhere in the whole Vancouver. So whenever we want to go to runway model shows to game women, we can get into any location, anywhere we want. So white women ultimate standard. Most people succeed with Japanese only. That's kind of strange. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my students bang white women, so the Asian ones. So it's not that they're in contact. They're all high value people. They can get anywhere they want. Anywhere they want to go. What about colognes that turn chick on? I cannot say. I told my Pakistani mentor that I will never review it to anyone. He says you're not allowed to tell anyone. There is one of them. He got a same-day blowjob. He was pissed off because he could have got more leads during a horse racing event. But we are using this cologne. He says, if you don't want it, I can take it back. I know you like the other one more. Just trust me on this one, John. Right? So we both got an atomizer, so we can spray it because it loses its smell after a while. Then it worked so well for him. Women were just like, "What is that smell?" Oh, that's amazing. I can't tell you, but scent is evolutionary psychology, as he taught me. When you smell good, it's almost like you're healthy. It's almost like a way to shortcut the game. Oops. Shut the fuck up, John. You can't tell them this. And he says that the more he bangs women, the more pheromone that comes out. That's the first thing he told me when I first met him in Metrotown. I'll say, is this guy a player? He looks kind of chumpy and he's a little bit like, But he told me all these stories until I saw it myself. And it's like, fuck. What the fuck? Nines? That doesn't make sense. It will never make sense to me. It will never make sense to me. But I think I know how he does it now. A behavioral game, which I'm trying to teach you guys. But now I have to teach you guys grit just to get you guys through to this month, I had to get you guys through September, October, November, and December. The grit is the only way I know how. So, talking about grit. But yes, I'm very thankful to, that he taught me all this stuff. I'm very thankful that the Inner Circle Mansion allows me to be there. So, I can only stay there when I get more student results. Otherwise, because I'm helping people. So, yeah. There's been some members that have been kicked out. Another German guy who was very good looking. So, I remember a few. But it's good to have the right mentors. And for me, when you learn from me, you be learning from the source. This stuff that's leading to testimonials. So, it's a different. I'm not teaching what they're teaching. Their game is not social skills, it's socio skills. They keep saying it's social skills, it's all related to game. No, because that's 5 to 7 late testimonials for Asians and Indians. That's not game. That's not social skills. So, and these days, you need to go back to do the 30-day challenge for the people. All right, I got to get going soon, I'm kind of tired. I feel very sick today. I'm very pale. Cologne in a stream or something rich can obtain? I cannot tell you because I know that that's a good question, but I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you. As much as I want to, I can't. It has to be secret. It has to be secret. He says once everyone knows, they're going to start using it. You cannot talk about it. So, fair enough. I think that's all I want to talk about for today. Next time, we're going to be spending a lot of time with the grit, mental toughness, how to get less thin skin. Next time, maybe I'll show you, try and do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups in front of you, 100 lunges, 100 squats, and try not to pass out in 20 minutes. You're like, impossible. No, I'll do it, even though I'm not in good shape. I'll show you how the mental toughness works. Some exercises you can do. And I'm going to promote some things now, okay? Some of my products and services for you guys who are still here. Anyone who does not want to be here, just drop off right now. You already heard about the grit and stuff you already learned. Okay, go ahead, drop off. You can leave. You have my permission to leave. If you want to stay here, I'm going to pitch to you my products and services. First thing I want to pitch is, why do the Asians get so much results? You saw it, 34 late poll testimonials. 30. And number 35 is going to be Joe Montana over here. So it's a lot. How I got more Asian late testimonials than they have altogether. However, how is this possible? Yeah, go and use Axe body spray if you think it is. It will not work. It's cheap fucking Axe piece of shit that RSD victims use. You might as well wear a hoodie or wear a puffy jacket while you're at it, like an RSD victim. So basically, where do their lays come from? It's not from game. If it's game, they don't have enough LMS. Maybe 5 of their students have enough LMS to do it for them. 5, 6, or 7. So it's not game. So what is it? What is it? What do they have in common? What's the first principles? I mean, their day game products don't even fucking work during COVID-19. Zero late testimonials. And you know it's zero because when they start putting their bootcamp stuff as a testimonial for their product, that is secretly a way to pad their testimonials because there is no testimonials. Hell, Todd V's new product is not going to get any new testimonials. Nothing. So what is the solution? Is Elite 30 from hard case to hero? No, it's not about facial expressions or be more expressive. A lot of you have been more expressive. That's like a Negro game, like a Justin Wayne kind of game. Hey, yeah, I'm a Negro. I'm being expressive, you know, like, oh my God, yeah. It's like, I mean, I high five for that, you know, like, oh yeah, by the way, you just like, you have artsy vibe. None of that shit. It's not about more touching. You're looking at the wrong places. It's not about more social skills either. Because even if you have social skills and you start hunching, it's not going to work. All of them had to do the 30-day challenge. They had to have the grit before COVID-19. And even during COVID-19, they did the 30-day challenge because it takes 21 days to develop a new habit. 21 days. A lot of you have been cunts. You have not been doing a 21-day, 30-day challenge. If all of the students are getting results and if facial expressions, expressiveness is only one of the 30 days for facial expression, if that's just a small piece, 1 out of 30, then what the fuck is the rest? The exact 30 pieces. And also, I had a natural who's a black man, very good looking black man. He wore the same whitewash blazers and stuff. In Europe, he's banging 9s and 10s. But he wanted to get the product because he wanted to see, because he doesn't understand how he plays the game. He's a natural. He's a natural. When he saw the product, he's like, oh my God, everything you posted in here is 100% of what I do. Thank you. It's not just him. These Asians benefit. You guys need to, first of all, get the body language in order. It doesn't matter how good your verbals are. It doesn't matter how expressive you are. It doesn't matter how much muscles you have. Muscles will never, ever beat height or fashion. And my students are working out. Guess what? They also have fashion. They have height from the elevator shoes, and they also have muscles. So you'll lose compared to my students. How many sets of workout to gain fast? When you look at my students in the workout programs, okay, for Elite, John Elite Access, I'll show you what they look like. My site was not working before, guys, because I lost a lot of potential customers and clients because the site kept crashing after 30 seconds. It's like, if you don't get the information you're looking for in 30 seconds, the site will crash. Which is funny, right? It's very funny. However, let's click on it. Online training. Wait, hold on. I clicked about. Oh, now it works. Now the fucking site works. After all this time. And I know some of you have been pissed off because you wanted to get some training, but you couldn't even get the site to not crash. So for Elite Access, let's click on it. John Elite Access. Let's look at the student results for working out. Okay? Let's look at the student results. And you'll be surprised. So let's look at some of the students. The first one, he uses my workout plan. Look at him. He's that 17-year-old student. Look at his back, man. I can't tell you. That's top secret. That's top secret. Look at it. Exactly, the V-taper. All the students only get V-taper. It doesn't matter how big your muscles are. It's not compound like Queef and Casanova. You know, where the students are probably using steroids. I'm not saying they are. I'm just allegedly, because he actually admitted to using steroids. Here's another student of mine, and he was skinny as fuck. This is in 3 weeks. You're like, what the fuck? V-taper. 3 weeks. You're like, what the fuck? Here's another student who just contacted me today. He's engaged. 3 weeks. You're like, holy shit, man. It's just some guy called, He's just some Asian guy that people worship. This guy's 5'7". He was in my boot camp. He got laid 3 times. Here's a Korean student who was fat before. You can see before and after. He's gone from chubby to V taper. See that? He cut his hair afterwards, but you can see quite a difference in like this is less than 3 weeks, like 2 weeks. You know, fat to skinny. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? 3 weeks? Remember the London student that got 10 fuck buddies from being chubby and no muscles? Look at him. 3 weeks. He has abs now. Shit. He has chest and deltoids. He got the total gym exactly like Marco that he got. You're like, wow. So it makes you look better than you really are. Makes you look taller than you are. Yes. And also the V taper, which is the part of the body that women looks at the most for men. It is the chest area, the V taper. So you don't need abs. You don't need muscles. You don't need to have big muscles. You don't need steroids. If a dating coach tells you to take steroids, you tell them to go fuck themselves and tell them that they're losers, because without steroids, their game disappears. Their results disappears. That's a definition of a total fucking loser. Because they tell you it's all game, but they're SMVing it. Never take steroids if other dating coaches tell you to. So if you have a Brad Pitt body like he did in Fight Club, if you can get a V shape, because through your shirt, through your fashion, they can only see the V shape. Does that make sense? It's okay, but they can't see your abs. So you want to think V shape body. You can see it through the shirts. This is why the students can have fashion and the V-shaped taper too. Gym fastest swimmers are ideal bodies for desire, not Mr. Olympia. Exactly. So you got to think about this way, okay? If you are very short, you're 5'7" or you're 5'6", and you start compounding, right? You're gonna look like a fat piece of shit Ninja Turtle. Your body's gonna be bulky because your proportions are fucked. This is why elevator shoes, when you make 5'9" as a height, as skinnier, you get laid much faster than being bulky like that. You have to bulk up so fucking much to the point of steroids. Like steroids, like I'm queefing Casanova, and I take steroids and everything like that. That's why, no, fuck that. Get the height first in the elevator shoes, and get the V-shaped body. When you look at my other student, right, that with 10 fuck buddies, I mean with the 17-year-old student, you can see his legs are not very big, right? His legs are not big, but his back is big. See that? Because he did not use that for his legs. His lats got really that big within a short amount of time. One thing my Pakistani mentor does have is he has like lat muscles. While he's not muscular, he does have like a big lats. So he kind of have this stocky kind of look. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm not sure if women are really into that, but I designed this exercise after that. I just copied, the ideas that I look at him and it says, well, he has a stocky kind of body like this, right? In lat muscles. Why not build the lat muscles? Fuck the compound. You can't see the abs underneath a shirt. Just V-shape it. So it's not about how big your arms are. And this guy has no legs either for this white student. But however, his upper body was like V-shaped. Yes, lats are very, very important. They're very important. They work together. Without lats, man, like, I'm just telling you, everyone's focusing on all the wrong things. You see how John Elite thinks, the first principles. Fuck the compound. Compound equals Ninja Turtle. Compound means that you're just chumby like everywhere. Look at me, I'm Asian with big fucking fat neck, right? Fat fucking deltoids, fat fucking shell on your back, like a backpack, and fat fucking legs. Is that what you want to look like around women? You think that looks good? To look like a fat fucking Ninja Turtle piece of shit? Fuck that. Get elevator shoes and start working on the right fucking muscles. It's about the first principles. Give women what they want. I may not be very big, but I've been working on my back a little bit. I'm a little bit bloated for the stomach, but that's the only muscle I work on is the back. So height doesn't matter because you're obsessed with height. It's all you talk about out here in USA. Okay, so hi, the user, some fucking asshole is like, all I talk about is the height. Okay, so think about it this way: it's not all the height. I have a lot of Asian students, but the height does make them late faster. It doesn't mean because they don't have the height that they don't get the results, right? But however, if the student does have the height, is elevator shoes like super important? I'm 5'6". If you can reach 5'9", think about it this way. This is what you guys don't understand. You can still get results without the height. Some people like to like Ninja Turtle max it, right? They like to Ninja Turtle max it. But however, if you can reach 5'9", everything becomes a downhill battle. That's the difference. So it's not just the height, but if you're 5'6" and you can reach 5'9", you no longer have to play any resistance. It's just all game. You can just switch over to the playbook and forget about Elite 30. Just because you don't listen to me about the height thing, it doesn't matter. Your opinions is facts. I already made a video about the height. Every student that's above 5'9", they get laid much faster. So it's not about getting laid or not getting laid. It's about faster. So why make it harder on yourself? Once you reach 5'9", it becomes easier. You get compliance. You get when I wear elevator shoes at 5'10", I get a different reaction. Women stares at me across the mall and stuff. I never had that happen. Normally I get ignored until I'm in front of them. This is what PYs as dating coaches face. They're above 5'9". They wear their shoes are like 5'11" with their boots, and they're going in a downhill battle. So it's about speed. It's evolutionary psychology. So if you're missing the height, yeah, you can bulk up like a Ninja Turtle, but it's all about protector status. You see that protector status? Yeah, the elevator shoes can show, but you need to have shoes that with the jeans covering over it or the pants. It has to cover over it so it doesn't look like ski lifts. Hope that makes sense. What about 5'8"? No. You have to get heel lifts to get over 5'9". Think about it this way. Would you rather close very quickly and not feel good about yourself, but still you feel better because you become 5'9"? Or would you rather just face another extra 200 approaches? If you're not using my game, if you're like 5'8", right? You're gonna do 200 extra approaches. If you didn't go direct, you just went indirect, but you just if you're 5'7", you do another 400. That's 400. So that's 200 plus 200, 400. Without my game. If you're 5'6", you're gonna do 600 more approaches. You'll still close without my game. You just indirect, but RSDing it, SMVing it. If you are 5'5", right? You know, 5'7", 5'6", 5'5". Then you have 400 times like 200 is like 800 approaches. And one down. 5'4", 1,000 approaches. Of course, with skills and everything, right? You can reduce that. Just like my 5'4" student, but he's wearing heel lifts. My mentor, who's 5'4" Pakistani, he's also wearing heel lifts to be 5'7". So why make it harder on yourself? That's a better question. It's not about heightism. It's more like why make it harder on yourself? What my Pakistani mentor taught me. Why make it harder on yourself? Are you guys getting it? Do women feel cheated economy? Does he see? Because no, because once you pull them to the bedroom and stuff, they no longer give a shit because they're compliant. Then. Yes, that's the idiot. Does these freakers? Well, yeah, I mean it's protector status. He's using like, as he calls it, TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy, as what they call it. He said, "Oh, I'm not injecting steroids. I'm just," but that's what he said. It's not my words. But whatever. That you can see that. He doesn't know how. Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. Jane only comes in Europe and South America. Well, we don't know that. But at the same time, I haven't. It's about proof. I haven't seen any definitive proof. It just pour water on her tits. Wait a minute, Pakistani. The Pakistani mentor is that short? No, I have two mentors that are Pakistani. The one of them is 5'4", but he always wears heel lifts to be 5'7". He'll never ever in his fucking life play around the game as 5'4", even if his social skills are good. So there's a short guy and there's a tall guy. The tall guy is around 5'10.5" or 5'11". Hope that makes sense. So there's two Pakistanis. I've been taught by Pakistanis. I've been taught by Middle Easterns. I've been taught by two Middle Easterns, one in Europe and one in Canada. I've been taught by Jewish, Polish, and Jewish Russians. I've been taught by like many. I've been taught by other white naturals, taller ones, Germans. I've been taught by so many naturals I forgot. So a lot of my game is from the real naturals. You will not get access to them. The guys who are multimillionaires and who has a cool lifestyle, good social skills, those guys. So they have greatly influenced my game. So it's not like about game tactics or more technical game. It's more about skills and science, evolutionary psychology. So height equals evolutionary psychology, but muscles is protector status. So how do you gain your protector status? Number one, you can bulk up like a ninja turtle with steroids as a short Asian. Or number two, you can wear elevator shoes. But they each represents protector status. Hope that makes sense. You need to be able to protect the woman. They have to feel safe around you. But the Pakistani whitewash, one of them is whitewash. The other one is more like unique wash. He dresses more unique, the shorter guy. He wear a lot of necklaces and stuff over here. Well, I cannot tell you this stuff to get the woman's attention until they touch. I can't tell you this stuff. They have different tactics, but they all have good social skills and good manifestation. And the other guy can see the script right in front of him. It'll just show up in front of him like this. What to say? It's like from heaven. So they can beam up there, they can get the game and download it. They're narcissistic, all the naturals, but they can beam up to her brain and know what she feels. So it's kind of like a metaphysic kind of game. That's their emotions, their emotional manifestation. So the height difference is the main reason why Asians chase after white boys. Is not the main reason. It's not the main reason. So for the people that shows up, okay. So to answer the other guy's question about the heightism, it's not about heightism. It's about leaking the water. It's okay if he doesn't listen to me. It's fine. I don't give a fuck. It's fine with me. So you can see this: looks, money, status, and game. I'm fixing the leaks here. And when the students take a long time to fix this stuff, you see that? And it leaks, and the water gets higher and higher on the pipe. If you plug the leaks in, the water will go to the next room, and it'll fill a bathtub. And when you fill a bathtub, you get laid. So if they're missing the height, they can always bulk up. Absolutely. It still gives you some kind of way to compensate. And field testing game. You're going to field test like every fucking thing. You won't even find the right one. See, wisdom is about knowing that one thing to look for. Knowledge is about trying to figure it out. If you just knew which one was it, it'll save you a lot of time. But you're not my student. It will never work. You'll pick all the wrong ones. You think you'll have them, but you won't. You can give it a try. Go ahead. But you get my point. So if somebody is very short, like a 5'4" student, if he was working out and looking like a mini ninja turtle, right, and he's bulky as shit, okay, sure, he might get a few Asians here, and he might pull a few Latinas in the boot camp and not close like Queef Casanova student. But they call it 6 pose. He might get some positive reactions. Or you might be 5'7" taking steroids and then being so fucking bulky, you're twice as bulky, you're twice as big as Bruce Lee. Okay, that may work. But that's a very small percentage of the population. Or you can just wear fucking heel lifts. If you don't want to wear elevator shoes, then you're 5'9". And then you have the muscles and the proportions. You see that? The shorter you are, the more like a ninja turtle you look like. So it's not about plugging in the hole for height. Height is just one thing. Like I said, I have students. When you look at my students who get laid, right? When you look at all the new ones, that I just posted. So let's go over them. So it's not about the height, but it does help. It is a faster way to boost the height than to try to work out, because you might not be big enough to compensate. So this guy's 5'6", Chinese guy, not big, bangs a Swedish blonde, 8.5, but it took a while. It took about like almost 3 months for 3 months of proficiency of constant approaching. Put that in perspective. Here's a guy, 5'4" Korean, good looking guy. He banged a woman, not the hottest, but 5'3". He took like a couple months, like 6 months, to get a blowjob in Asia. Quifin Casanova student, 5'5", Filipino. He bangs a woman after his social calibrations. It does speed up the lay with social calibrations, not game. So if you're short, you can't be too muscular, or so you want to at least V-shape the body and also boost your height with elevator shoes or heel lifts. But the fashion, you have to understand why some of these Asians, they dress like a shitty shirt, they're just wearing like a shitty t-shirt because they're trying to show off the muscles. But you see, that's a very small percentage of the population that does not take steroids. You got a lot of short I'm happy to see short students, that's right. Another Asian student, right, is 5'4", Filipino, but he works out a lot too. But he also wears heel lifts to be 5'7". I list him as 5'4", but he day games as 5'7". Hope that makes sense. Nobody actually day games at 5'4". You have to be fucking stupid, or you must be status maxing, or some kind of hidden advantage, or just positive reactions. Nobody day games at 5'4". Not my fucking short Pakistani mentor. There's the tall and the short. Nobody day games at 5'4". You gotta be crazy. And if you do it, it might take longer. And the taller students, they get laid very quickly. This guy's around 5'7", but this is in Thailand, so he has exotic advantage. Next guy, he's around like 5'10". Yeah, half Filipino. So he got laid very quickly. 2 fuck buddies. You see that? It's all relative. Korean guy, 5'9", exactly 5'9". He got 6 lays and 1 girlfriend very quickly. So it's all relative, down to the science. And I also look at the stats, the women online, when they did a vote for scientific studies, they say 5'9" is the minimum height cutoff. I really look over all the stats, guys. Don't try to argue with me. Don't be a Ninja Turtle. Get the height first, and then you can Ninja Turtle. But V-shape. Fuck that. V-shape your body. When you look at all my lay testimonials for all the people that are taller usually get laid faster. I hate to say it, but a taller guy will get laid very quickly. There's a Korean guy, 5'10.5". He got laid, eventually. Up there. But got 2 girlfriends under my training. So for the tall, bald guy, right? When I say it's not all game, that ugly white student. Okay, here's the truth. Pinoys tend to have better social and outgoing skills. That's correct. So you're saying being short, but your advantage elite 30 and cut down 500 approaches down to something lower? Yeah, like down to like less than 100, less than 50, less than 30. That's averagely what it cuts down to. So I know it's kind of strange, but because that's evolutionary psychology, again, not protector status, but because it's the alpha body language of the tribe leader. That's why it works. Because Asians hunch. If Asians try to be more expressive with the game, they're still part of the out tribe. You can only SMV it with height and muscles. When you look at their 5 late testimonials from their students, what are they? What are they? You got this 6'3" fucking student, like 6'2" Asian, Japanese. You got like a fucking Chinese who's like 5'10.5", barrel chested. Then you got this Filipino half Spanish guy they're calling Chinese. Then you have my other student who's Thai, that I was in there coaching him, but they take the credit for it. And then, another fucking Chinese student from 6 months to money grab. SMVing it. That's all they have. Versus all this. So Elite 30 is the only solution out there. When you mix it with the social skill flow drill, now you have like double or triple the potency. Hope that makes sense. But nobody that's Asian can really do it without Elite 30. And Quifin Casanova student, that guy is 6 fucking pulls. How many lays was the pulls? How many lays out of the 6 pulls was a lay? I don't know. What if it's all just 6 polls and positive reactions? I don't give a fuck about the students polling. If you polled, you fucked up.
That sounds awesome. Wow, are you serious? I'm fucking serious. So short height matters, but better be tall than short in the mating game.
Yeah, of course. Be about 5'9". I don't care how you get there. If you're 5'6", then find a way to get to 5'9", or as close as you can. Even if you're 5'8", guess what? Just 200 extra approaches. It's protector status. Protector status and survival value, which is like money. You get it? Protector status, replication value, survival value, replication value, survival value, replication value, survival value. V-shape your fucking body. So that way in the blazers, you can see the fucking V-shape. You can't see the abs. You can't see the Ninja Turtle bulk. That's why they like to wear t-shirts and they like to use steroids. They're secretly using steroids. You can tell. They're Asian students. If you can see muscles and they're chisel as fuck with low body fat, that's not normal. If they have no body fat percentage, it's steroids. Queef and Casanova use steroids. So fuck you guys. So for the short man, right? The short man, the bald guy, the white guy. Did you know that he got 100% rejection rate when he was 5'7" and ugly and bald? Think about that. 5'7". When he went to Portugal, right? He forgot to wear his elevator shoes. 100% rejection rate for his ugly fucking face. When he wore his elevator shoes and his blazer, guess what? He's hooking like so many sets. Why is that? He could not get the time of day, and he was yelling at me like, for Kaizen, hey, how come I got rejected? So we went over everything. And it's like, are you wearing elevator shoes? No. Are you wearing a blazer? No. Then fucking wear it, you fucking piece of shit. And then he got no rejections. He just got hooks almost every set. As I told you, motherfucker, right? You don't think height matters? If you take away all the looks from an old, ugly, fucking like 52-year-old man, you don't think height matters? You don't? I mean, look, what the fuck? Just ignore that. It's just thunder. It probably hit pretty close to this place. So it's raining outside. It's a good time to wear blazers. But yeah, and look at the other guy in the boot camp. A 6'2" white guy, bald, same thing. He gets laid on the very first approach. You know that? This guy, the bald guy on the top. He gets laid on the first. What does that tell you? Bald, white. It's not about black pill. It's evolutionary psychology. It's evolutionary psychology. This is what you don't want to hear. And when he was not using, when the old man was not using Kaizen back then, I gave him Elite Playbook and he bought Elite Playbook and he used just Game in 2020. He got rejected. Have good hair. Does it have? No. Have you noticed some of my students without hair has the hottest women? They get women 4 to 6 points above their look scale. Both of these guys have banged women like this. Have you seen my video about bald? I show some of the bald students, but all the bald students that I had have all banged women like 4 to 6 points, except for the 5'4" Indian guy who banged roughly around the same scale. It's almost like when you're bald, you get women way higher. Maybe it's the masculinity positive stereotype. You don't believe me? Bracelets, also Brad Pitt. Who gives a fuck about Brad Pitt? He's a beta fucking person who basically is getting attacked by Angelina Jolie. Fuck Brad Pitt. He's an actor. Okay? When you look at one of my students, and let's move it to the front page then. I have a student. I should have, censored this better. Who was on here on the YouTube live. He was a bald guy. 5'7" Latino. Let me see if I can find his testimonial. Maybe he's on my Facebook. He was banging women much hotter than self-proclaimed highly account guys' girlfriends. You don't believe me? Let me see if I can find it. You're like, no way, man. No way. Yeah, Let's see. I have it right here. I think I posted in this forum group or some shit. Let me see if I can find it. So it goes to show you how little you know about the game. When I tell you something, you don't believe it, but then my students are the actual. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this guy. Let's look over his pictures. So a 5'7" student that show up here, bald. He still dresses the same way. So here's one of his fuck buddies. She's 19 years old. He's 39 years old, guys. You're like, what? He's 5'7", Latino. This is one of his fuck buddies. You're like, no fucking way, man. He's bald. Number 2, she's 19. So that's what he looks like. Look at him. He's wearing the blazers. He's wearing the same fashions. You're like, shit. His other girlfriend, they're way hotter than self-proclaimed highlight kind of guy girl. Look at him. Like, what the fuck? You're probably thinking to yourself, holy shit. One of his fuck buddies. You're like, what? Wait a minute. And here's another woman right here. It looks better than his main girlfriend. Her. And some students say, well, she's not that good looking behind the mosaic. Wrong. When you see her face, most of the students are shocked. These are just some of them. There's way more. And you're like, holy fuck. That's right. What little do you know of the game? So the old man, he banged a 8.5 out of 10, 21-year-old. The tall British guy in the boot camp bangs a 9 out of 10 as a girlfriend, a 7 out of 10, 4 fuck buddies. Don't you get it? He just gets laid faster because he's taller. You're like, well, what the fuck? Okay. If you don't believe that, I don't blame you. Because when you look over the proof, the bald students in this video, there's even more. So this is the bald white guy. You can see me beating him up. Sometimes I teach the students how to fight in the boot camp, so they're pussies. So they need to learn how to be in the forward gear. He's 6'2". I'm wearing heel lifts. I taught him how to fight. Boom. I'm teaching him Krav Maga. It's really Krav Maga. But man, he got laid on the first fucking approach. It goes to show you. All he did was switch over his social comfort in your coaching. Yeah, well, too bad. You got 6.5. Don't dress like shit, even with your girlfriend. The second guy was a Vietnamese guy. He was bald. Okay, here's the Middle Eastern student. This guy, he's bald. He drew his hair on as a tattoo. He's banged 2 fucking models, guy. His ex-girlfriend's a model. You know that? His ex-girlfriend's a model. You're like, what the fuck? I'm telling you, what the fuck do you guys know? You guys don't know shit about game. And guess what? He is 6'2", just the same as the tall guy. His lays came very quickly. He has like 25 lays. He's banged 2 models now. He even banged a 19-year-old. Another lightning's gonna happen. Hopefully, he does not strike the roof here. You're like, shit. So another one, okay. Being bald is actually easier. Okay. Another Vietnamese guy. He's here somewhere. He banged 2 women. And on the very first approach after his boot camp, he seemed a lay. He banged an 8 out of 10 in Las Vegas before the boot camp. He's right over here. You can see that when you touch her at the right times, you flirt at the right times, you're calibrated. He's 5'11". There's his lay. First approach from the airport. What? You guys really think being bald is harder? Are you fucking kidding me? Here's another bald student. He got stabbed in the chest 3 times because he was trying to bang a model. I told him not to. He wanted to cheat. Like, she wanted to cheat on her boyfriend, but the boyfriend came after him after he got out of jail. He banged a woman in 1 week. And then afterwards, he fingered another one. Then he's about to bang a model. Don't take my word for it. It's the same fucking story all the time. You guys don't get it. It's like shit. Like, they all have the same fucking story. So it's not about this height thing. It just makes it faster. Even at 5'7", he was using Elite 30. He's a bald guy.
I'm a Middle Eastern dude that lives in Europe. I've been doing it all my life. And I'm also a victim for the Todd Valentine, Matt Oxon, Joe lifestyle, you name it. So I've been following those guys for like 5 or 6 years with actually getting 0 results. And then, I was looking on different internet forums and stuff like that to find someone new, a new coach. Then I saw like John Elite and his program and his coaching getting hated by everybody. At the beginning I was skeptical too, Then I was actually given a chance. I emailed him, I talked with him, and I think he was a nice dude, Yeah. So I was like giving him a shot, And he actually answered me and he actually helped me out. So I bought Elite 13 and his coaching.
So Elite 30. That's all he bought. Bald. 5'7". About to bang a model. I told him not to. Because I knew that the other guy in jail would come out of jail and they're going to confront him and try to kill him. And that happened. He moved to Turkey afterwards. So if you're going to cheat on a woman, I teach you how to do it. I have to screenshot that I'm not responsible. That's what I did with him.
After being 1 week inside this program, I actually got labeled a blonde girl from my social circle. And then 3
Yeah, so he bangs like this hot blonde women.
more days to go. And I'm about a week inside this program. And I really think that...
What the fuck?
I think he's the best dating coach out there, without doubt, Like, if you sign up for it,
So that's another bald student. You get it? The more bald they are, the more results they get. The higher the women results they get. I don't know how. I don't see that doesn't make sense to me. But it's a fact. Only the 5'4" Indian student who's bald did not get a woman above his look scale. Everyone else did. I don't know why. Maybe he's more masculine. I don't fucking know. But the woman almost like doesn't even understand that you're bald. It's almost like part of your symbol. I don't know why they don't notice that. I would have thought if a woman were thinking like this guy, if he's bald, he has a genetic problem. But no, they're more attracted. They're more attracted than ever. And there's a big jump, 4 to 6 points of looks. The Latino student banging women way harder than John Anthony lifestyle. And that's a fact. If you compare the pictures side by side with their women, it's almost like his one is just slightly below. They're not bad looking by any stretch of the imagination. Women love bald. I don't know why they love it. I cannot explain it. Do you see sometimes when I tell you that being bald is easier, but you guys, everyone gets pissed off at me? It's just like when I say the taller students get laid faster, it's not about heightism. They all get laid. It's just the timing. But everyone just gets mad at me. Why blame me? Look at the fucking science. Why blame Johnny Late? I tell you how it is, and you guys, just because you don't agree, who gives a fuck if you agree or not? This is the student results. Look at the Asians, like 35, including Joe Montana here. Who gives a fuck if you don't agree? What the fuck does your agreeing have to do with my student results? What the fuck does your spin and your bullshit about game and socio skills when all that shit have to do with my student result? Nothing. They're all using Elite 30. Don't you get it? In a boot camp, the very first thing they learn is Elite 30. Elite 30 is a solution. You guys have to stop being cunts and have some grit and actually do the 30-day challenge. That's all the solutions. I have people that bought my products. They become cunts and it's like, oh, I can't do it. 30 days. Well, let me ask you a question. You rather spend 30 fucking days or you rather spend 8 fucking years going from coach to coach until you come to me? Which one is less? Can you give us a synopsis of the difference between Elite 30 and Playbook and Kaizen? Elite 30 and Kaizen are very similar. They are about the nonverbal communication. Basically, if you break it down, 55% of your communication is nonverbal. You're like, what? 55%. I'll say this again. 55% of your communication to women is nonverbal. So what the fuck does the Verbal Academy for Todd V has to do with anything? Nothing. Because that's only like 7% is the words. 33% is the tonality. 33%. You're like, holy shit, really? So why are you not focused on the tonality? Why are you not focused on the nonverbal? I'm not talking about expressions and being more expressive like Justin and Wayne. Why are you not focused on these? Are you insane? Jesus. Like, these people are all brainwashed. Bald is better than balding. Never ever be balding. If you are balding and your hair is receding, you better shave it all off. Any sort of like little balding, if you have a little bit of hair, you have to shave it all off. I can guarantee you, some of these guys are not even bald. They just shave off their hair every single day. You think they're bald. They're not bald, but it's more blackwash for some people. It's more blackwash. When they tan and they look bald, and they shave their hair every single fucking day to look more black. Even unintentionally, it just works better. But they don't know because it looks more black. If you are balding, you fucking shave off all your hair. Fuck Tyler, the fat piece of shit ginger fuck, fucking sociopath, autistic fuck. He should be shaving all his hair off, and he should lose some fucking weight in the process. And yeah, here's a guy who's a cult leader who basically has very little student results. Just 1% has results. Very few people. And the ones that have results are always muscular, strong, tall, or at least muscular like a Ninja Turtle. That's it. Everyone else be damned. Unless they have a status advantage. status maxing. In most cases, it doesn't work for most. They're just spinning your wheels over and over from one program to another. Why don't take 4 boot camps? And they cut out everyone that sort of like resist them. And they keep the lowest self-esteem people over and over. They have like an email list of the lowest self-esteem motherfuckers. And they keep retargeting them, and they'll keep buying more and more. You see what happens when you have no grit? When you have no new ideas and you're reinforcing bad habits. They don't have Elite 30 in their body language. So if you want to speed up your lay, instead of number gaming it or SMVing it, Elite 30 is the only solution. So what's the difference between that and Playbook? Playbook is a game product. It is a emotions and game product. The tonality changes. So for the Playbook, when you're flirting, right, the tonality is lower. And when you're teasing, right, tonality is higher and faster, right? And then when you're talking, like you're connecting and stuff, right? When you're having this social comfort, these are the changes in the Elite Playbook and the tactics. The steps and strategy is in the Playbook. That's only the icing on the cake. You understand? The social skills and social calibrations is the cake. The dry cake is disgusting. Like, I don't want to eat this dry fucking cake. But the game is just the frosting. It's just a very small part of it. Just the frosting. I'll say this again. The frosting is not the entire cake. They're trying to say, oh, we also got social skills because we talk about social skills. Well, yeah, 5 to 7 Asian lay testimonials, 6 Indians. That's socio skills. That's the difference. That's different. So, it doesn't matter about Henry Cavill because he's tall, he's white, and he's muscular. He's already like tall enough. He's muscular. He has protector status. He also has a status advantage, a celebrity status. He doesn't need any help. Who gives a shit if he's balding? Who gives a shit? I mean,
he is saying if you're going bald, but let's say you're Norwood 1 and in the bald scale, you're not going to shave up.
No, you're not going to shave off your head if you're a little bit like receding. But if you're really, 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 really receding really badly, most of your hair is gone, fucking shave it all off. And get some fucking tattoos. Get some fake tattoos. Go to Amazon and buy some fake fucking tattoos and put it on your neck. And you look more alpha. And you can change it every day until you find a design you like.
That's just crazy. Well, yeah, I love my hair. I ain't going to go bald. Only reason I brought him up is because Henry is bald in Norwood 1 or 2.
It doesn't matter. As long as it's not like really, really bad. Yeah, he's receding. But if it's not super bad, then I'm talking about guys who are just losing all their hair and they only have a little bit left and they should be cutting it all off. You fucking bald it out. So when I'm telling you all this stuff, it's not like I'm talking out my ass. Everything I'm saying is like so fucking true. It's just you guys have not accepted it yet. This is reality. Social calibrations equals faster lay. Not game. Game is the longest way. Game is like 6 to 8 years of you spam approaching. Game is just more like idealistic. Game is more socio skills, more autistic. It's not like the inner circle. Everyone in inner circle has perfect body language. Learn the body language first. Then you can finally apply the social skill flow drill. If you try to apply the social skill flow drill without body language, you won't get results as Asian. You can try to inject steroids and look like a Ninja Turtle. Maybe eventually with enough approaches, you'll get something around your own look scale. But that's it. It's funny. I'm telling you it's grit. I'm telling you it's this. I'm telling you that. And people are just like, oh, I don't know. I've been brainwashed by another coach, right? Fucking 5 to 6, 5 Asians, 6 Indians. In the rest, right? Queefing Casanova, 7 Asians, Daygame late. ABC, 6. Another Jewish dating coach in New York, 1 Asian. Don't you get it? Self-proclaimed high lay count guy, 0 Asians for Daygame. Just 1 poll from night game, nothing happens. Just like, what the fuck? Stupid. Like 3 fucking late testimonials in Daygame. That's it. 3. This is the industry, guys. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's like, it's all game. Game is the future. Is it really the future? It's a very dark future. A bleak future. Do you guys like to waste 8 years of your life? Many of you have been in the game for 8 years. You started with RSD, all of you, and you went to a couple white dating coaches. Am I right? All you minorities, motherfuckers. You know the truth. You know the answer to that. You know the answer. You know there's one solution here. You don't have to like me. I don't have to be the best PUA in the world. I just have to be the best day game coach in the world. It's like, do I go to my dentist because he has perfect teeth? No, because I want my fucking teeth fixed. Do I go to the doctor if I want to ask for some medical advice for weightlifting? No. Do I go to the guy injecting steroids because he's bigger? Is that the solution? That's like status maxing. It's equivalent to status maxing when they inject steroids. They have an advantage, an unfair advantage. Don't you get it? You guys are worshiping guys with a status advantage. They're all status maxing. Now you know the answer. They're all status maxing. You're worshiping status maxing. That's the difference between the results. So they always talk about, oh, they don't have looks. It's all game. No, it's status maxing. Status maxing. Lifestyle, perceived natural status, exotic advantage, third world, money status advantage, celebrity status, high status. Your job, right? You're a DJ, you're a club promoter. You're a music producer. Don't you get it? Status. White, looking white, or looking blackwash. Status advantage. Griffin Casanova is all about making content. I got one of his cheaper product, nothing special. I think he just throws the students out there and tells them just to pro. Yeah, pretty much. It's like they have this stupid verbals, like you're learning verbals. That's more zombie verbals, more like it's not a social skills. 7 late testimonials equals socio skills. Socio, not social. Socio. ABCs, they have their own socio skills drills, socio skills. And then they have 5 Asian late testimonials, socio skills. They can't say game equals social skills. Just because they talk about tiger parents doesn't mean they know what the fuck social skills are. It's like ASD, autistic. And that's the funny thing. I went to the top doctor for Asperger's and I have the documentation. It's like, John, you are not Asperger's. You are not autistic. You have something else. Get the fuck out of my office. And he was a top doctor in whole Canada and the United States. But the other dating coaches, they're like autistic as shit. So therefore, they have this sort of ASD game. That's why they love game. It's kind of like an AI that compiles. It's like, okay, AI, you've never seen somebody walk before or run or jump. Try to get over these obstacles with your character. And they start running sideways and jumping like that on the side. That's what game is. That's technical game. The more confusing it is, the better. Because if you can tell when the concepts are bullshit. Number one is if you do not fully understand it. It sounds like it's half truth, but everything else is slanted towards game. You cannot verify it. You cannot verify it. It always has this idealistic angle. So you know it's bullshit. Number two, your subconscious brain does not assimilate it. Grit, you understand it. Protector status, you understand. But you never understand what they're fully saying. You're always partially confused because your subconscious brain knows it's being, they're spinning your wheels. Everything is towards game is the only solution. It's bullshit. It's all science. It's all value. Everything in status looks. It's about status. Not necessarily. Looks is a different area. Looks is about height, golden ratio, the face, muscles, and all that stuff, and fashion. It's separate. So Asians do not have a status in most cases. They cannot status max unless you're a dating coach. If you can't do that, you still have a normal job. You can't have a high status job. Very few of the Asians could be a club promoter. Very few in the world. So that's a small percentage. So it's not the high status. It's not about money. It's not about the status. It's more about the looks and the height. For Asians, they compensate with looking like a ninja turtle using steroids, or they try to use the height maxing, or they try to use the looks maxing. Does that make sense? Or fashion maxing, all that stuff. But it's always one or the other. It's either fashion and looks, or it's more about a ninja turtle it, or you height it. Or if you have all three, lucky you. So it's always about that stuff. It's more of the looks maxing for the Asians. And if you don't have the looks, then you better start boosting your height. And you got to start bulking up, V-shaping, and building, having a good fashion. Otherwise, you're fucked. Because your social skills can be great, but you're just spinning your own wheels. You're trying to feel good by telling yourself, okay, only certain women are into me. It's better to try not to strike out, swing at the bat. Okay, but there's a value system. Asians cannot status max.
That's because most dating coaches hide the truth. Height and looks matter, as does race, but they'll lose their customers.
It's not that. Most dating coaches are status maxing. RSD has a status of being a dating coach for the job, and they also have a big crowd, right? So that's like clout. So their high status job can bring some status to them. And most dating coaches are into status. Self-proclaimed high leg count guys like, I'm not using status. Yeah, perceived natural status of being tall and white. Sure, buddy. Sure. Okay. Then it's like the next one. I'm not using a high status job. DJ. Okay, so okay, I'm not using exotic advantage in Brazil and other places, being white. Come on now. No, but I also can do it in other places, right? Not just this place. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm not using some third world money status advantage. Seriously, Brazil? Where your money is like worth like 10 times as much there. Oh, I'm not using some high status, some celebrity. There's no such thing as fuck Jason Capital. Yeah, fuck Jason Capital. I met him. I stared him down. But come on now. Lifestyle, high status, pre-selection.
So is this all you do, or do you have other businesses?
I don't have like other businesses. I survive basically by getting students laid. That's my job. I don't need a side business like most white dating coaches. That's the secret. Most white dating coaches who are no name, this is their side hustle as a dating coach. They have this plausibility meter. This is the only job that I'm doing. Investing all the other stuff on the side, I'm not talking about, but this is my only job.
Wealthy Asian doctor who married a white beauty queen. She was getting banged on the side of the escort.
Yeah, that's survival value. Using him for his money. This is not the first time that being a doctor is like a status thing. Because a lot of my students that are in the medical field, women perceive that as a high status job. That's all I'm saying. So besides DJ again, club promoter, music producer, being a doctor is a high status job. That's the only job as an Asian man that will give you status, or in the medical field. Because women perceive it as high status job. That's a status maxing. If you're not a club promoter, which is very rare, then be a doctor. It'll work. You get compliance. Because you get the money and status. You get it? And if you're tall, that's even better. It's all related. But most Asians cannot status max, so they height max. They muscle max. They Ninja Turtle max. Hope that makes sense.
So a digital woman making six figures is not high status job?
No. They asked a university professor, Asians need to make like over $200,000 just to equal to be a white man. Just to be equal to a white man with a t-shirt.
So I've never heard of RSD admit being white and being tall.
No, RSD does not get any results and they're spinning their wheels. So don't worry about RSD. RSD is a shit company that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So hope that makes sense. RSD is just a bunch of marketers that pretends to be dating coaches. I have no idea what the fuck is their deal. I'm surprised that anyone has such low self-esteem will believe in RSD shit. They barely have student results. Most of my students are former RSD victims, if not almost all of them at one point. That's their first system. Most of my students are RSD victims. Shit, I got to pee soon. I drank too much Pepsi before I was on this thing. Feeling a little bit bloated. So, fuck. We'll have to stop at some point. I hope you guys learn a lot. Guys, keep focusing on grit, okay? So, just to recap. Number one, it's like a pipe that's leaking. That's the first thing you gotta learn. See that? It's leaking everywhere here. Looks, money, status, game, social skills, social calibrations, emotional control game. It's leaking, and your life is leaking here. It's going higher and higher if you procrastinate. So if you think there's always tomorrow, you're fucked. The water has to go to the next room to fill a bathtub. When you fill a bathtub, you get laid. But you have to plug in the hose. Number two, just to recap, grit is all the answers to all your problems with my coaching. You have to pair it with grit during the fall. It's about growth. It's about resilience, instinct, and tenacity. Growth means that you have to listen to what I'm saying, so that way you can plug the hose in the wall for the pipe. You can plug the hose. If you don't do what I say, you do it your own way, like the Indian person here, you'll be fucked. Do you ever discount on your products like Vancouver? Never. One time I discounted my products. Nobody else bought it in the future. And then it got into a lot of trouble with money. And then eventually I had to leave a company. So I'll never discount it again. Never again. So, and besides, if they discount their products, that's the real value of their products. So if they discount it a lot, it's only worth that much. Because my products work, I cannot discount them. I can make a deal. I mean, I can add more products for it. If you bundle them together, then you get a cheaper deal. Success of this theme is not the guru. It's ultimate proof that the course delivers the good. Yeah. So, I mean, it's 30. How many late testimonials for Asia? 34, including Joe Montana over here. That's 35. Asians. Elite 30 works, guys. And a lot of people like to have the bundle because they can build the frosting on top of the cake. So it's not about worshiping like a guru or something. Have you noticed the more you worship, the less results you actually get? Because it's status maxing. You're worshiping status. So I get results. It's all status maxing. You're worshiping status maxing. So what the fuck? So worshiping, if that's not the answer, maybe you guys need to stop worshiping. I mean, my dentist, right? If he doesn't have perfect white teeth, a little bit like yellowish, I don't give a fuck. Fix my fucking teeth. Fix my fucking teeth so that way it doesn't look crooked and shit, right? I had a crazy fucking dentist. He was a sociopath, Chinese guy. He's an old guy. Every single woman next to him have big boobs, and they look like Hooters. They're all white, and a few Latinas. Yet the hottest college graduate, white women, he had no guys as an assistant, all women, and their boobs are in your fucking face for braces. Yeah, I used to have braces. He fixed my fucking teeth. See that? Because he fixed my fucking teeth, I don't give a fuck how cool he is. He doesn't need to have perfect teeth. He just needs to fix my fucking teeth. Otherwise, I'll look like a fucking vampire. Everywhere with big canine teeth and crooked teeth. So, like I said, grit, to recap, growth. How likely are you to seek new, fresh perspectives from Johnny Elite? Resilience is about bouncing back from adversity and being able to use adversity. Not like the Kaizen student who was tall and good looking, who got rejected because he talked too fast. Guess what? Bounce back. 3 weeks, you'll be talking slow. Be able to take a punch. A Korean student, good looking guy, he could not get over his approach anxiety. He had so much cortisol and he quit. Stop fucking quitting in the beginning because you cannot pass the first exercise, guys. Have some fucking grit. Some grit. Jesus. Even this new Chinese student looks exactly like a tall, good-looking white guy. Same fucking receding hair. Same fucking hairstyle. Same fucking height almost. Same good looks. Has a grit problem. Same fucking shit. Instinct. Going about the best way, not the hardest way. If you're gonna use game, you're gonna game max 5 to 7 fucking Asian late testimonials for the runner-ups. That's game maxing. That's not the best way. That's a stupid fucking way. Like, what the fuck compared to my Asian students? And lastly, tenacity is being like a John Wick. You keep doing it my way until you get the results. But no, some of these guys, they just half-ass it. They procrastinate. They don't even finish the fucking task. Tenacity, guys. Tenacity. It's not about more expressions. It's not about more fucking flirts. It's not about more game. It's about tenacity with your fucking body language. So there's 3 things. Number 1 is the physical changes, hairstyle changes, fashion. Number 2, it is about the habits. 21 days to victory. That's where Elite 30 comes in. But because a Delta is like up everyone's fucking ass these days and putting POAs in the hospital. I've heard from a couple POAs locally in Vancouver. They're in the hospital. Good job. Unvaccinated. Number 3 is that mindset shifts. So mindsets, habits, and physical. How many of you guys have enough grit to get any of this shit done? I just banned my fucking student for a week, an Indian student who basically doesn't do shit. He doesn't follow instructions. He was a former self-proclaimed high leg count guy student. I got him 2 lays. I no longer blame self-proclaimed high leg count guy for him not getting him late. He doesn't learn shit. Even in the army, this guy like doesn't learn shit. He gets yelled at from all the people. He literally is so ADHD and procrastinator, the water is flowing. But I got him 2 lays. It's like a fucking miracle. But yeah, this is a lack of grit. You got to attack the problem fast or you'll sink. You will sink, for this thing. You got to attack the problem as fast as you can or you sink and the water go over your neck. And that's the problem. Some of these Asian students who have no SMV and they're resisting every fucking thing I'm teaching them for elite access. In the future, you'll be like banned for 1 week as a punishment until you do your fucking assignments. And yes, there'll be a new book coming out. It's maybe my conversation with unteachable cases. You guys can learn the secrets of what I teach them for intermittent fasting, for cortisol problems, for adrenal stress, how you should be dating by not being narcissistic. A lot of these tactics. I'm not going to teach you the working out or the hairstyles directly. There's some things I want to keep secret. But if you can fix the cortisol, right, you guys can talk like better in front of women. You don't have to talk super fast. Today, I'm talking a little bit faster because I didn't take ashwagandha or anything for adrenal stress. But when I take it, I can talk slower. Today I feel like talking faster. Today I feel like being a little bit meaner. Today I feel like having less high vibrational energy. So I'm saying to the people, subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up. And lastly, buy my products. Get Elite 30, get the Elite Bundle. Stop fucking around. What the fuck is wrong with you? If this is getting all the student results and all those Asians, the 34 Asians, 35 with Joe Montana over here. Joe Montana, he's not want to make a video testimonial because he wants to be like a hipster. The Asians, right? 34 fucking, right here. 34 fucking lay testimonials. Maybe 2 of them are posts, but they're all lays. There's more. I'll post more. Nobody can beat me. So how many testimonials for the other testimonial section? 74, but that's not that much. This is nothing. I can probably go to 120 or 130 or something. So why are you hiding testimonials from the public, John? Why are you hiding testimonials? There's so many Indian testimonials I have not posted. I like doing that. I like people to think that they're better than they really are. I like them to ego trip. So when they start thinking they're a god, then I just post more testimonials. I'm hiding them from you. You get it? It's fun for me. It's fun. I like hiding them. And then when they're bragging about 5, right? Then the fucking 34 shows up. 35 with Joe Montana. Like I said, I'll give you some fashion advice and all that stuff you cannot share with anyone. You have to sign like a fucking contract, a non-disclosure agreement. Then make me a video testimonial. I'll give you the advice. for your fashion, your hair. And yeah, if you don't do it, that's fine with me. Everyone knows you're number 35, but there's more than 35. It's just what I want to post for today because they have 30 something late testimonials or late posts. If you take away 8 of them with my involvement, they don't have that much. But however, even if they have 20 more, I'll match 20 for 20. No problem. Every race, I'll match them. Stop hiding your testimonials, John. No. I'll keep hiding them and I'll post them when I need to. I love doing that. It's like they give themselves a pat on the back. Good for you. I'll give myself 2 pats on the back and fucking way more late testimonials than them. Like I said, 5 Asians, 6 Indians. If you're worshipping and you're Indian, let's say hypothetically, why? Are you going to be number 6? Or number 7, I mean? No. Then why worship? It has nothing to do with worshiping. Worshiping is not results. Why do we have to wait so long till December to watch it? Oh, because I just put whatever arbitrary date. I have not finished assembling the testimonials. I need to rehire my video editor. He's from the Philippines. He works in a television studio. So therefore, he's a professional. But I don't feel like contacting him right now. I just want to assemble them for at least a screenshot so you know they exist. You can read the story on the description, and you can also see the screenshots on the front. I'll just be posting the same kind of screenshots, just more, and reading them out loud. It's just the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of students that did not make me a video testimonials, a lot of ungrateful students. Now I'm going to read them out. You have that many? Yeah. I am the guy when self-proclaimed highly account guy says, I have the most student results or whatever, and then he pauses and he's like, fucking that John motherfucker. I haven't even posted though. Fucking Johnny Late. Fucking Chinese motherfucker. Fucking Chinese guy. Always has more late testimonials than anyone. For Daygame, he has 3. Yeah. That's why. This is not about December. It's just how fast can I put them together? If I were to put out all the testimonials before I was done, you guys will never have seen it. You guys never have seen it. All right, they're taking too long. People are dropping off. This is the end. Remember, choose a dating coach because they have the most student results, not because they're your same race. And on that note,